Chicago Bears select Caleb Williams.
When you
The Tape Never Lies Network.
The tape never lies. Tape never lies.
Starts now.
Tape never lies.
The tape never lies.
The tape never lies. Tape never lies.
Third year in college,
Yes.
and he's running a pro offense. And I don't
Are you
mean
sure
just
it's
the
not
formation.
a
I'm not talking about just the formation. The
Right.
reads, the 1, 2, 3, 4 possibly. And when
Okay.
not the screen and when to fake screen or whatever. This is very complicated stuff. And you have to have good coaches to coach it. Not just a good quarterback that can throw it. These guys have got to implement this whole offense with receivers, backs, pass protection, everything else that goes with it. This is a very complicated game. It's not simple. When we were in high school, that was simple. This is complicated. And believe
Without a
me,
doubt.
this guy is running a complicated offense, much more complicated than the Bears, because the guy you got at the Bears can't do this.
Are you sure?
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Keep it 100.
So chase greatness and start understanding that he's going to make everybody better.
Tape never lies.
I don't want to see your tape breakdowns if you cannot show me things that are negative about a guy that's on your current team.
hashtag chase greatness, hashtag take that.
Keep it 100.
Because I'll make this one more time clear. Caden Whitlow, cut it.
Keeping it 100.
He is the best quarterback I have ever scouted on tape.
The Chicago Bears select.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man in Dr. Phil. Breaking down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keep it in 100, never running east or west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, moving forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters. But now they're moused up like the Jew and now and laters. Debaters, draws get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up or down, boys got you double checking. Sad sack strolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they'll never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shane.
Give me some fucking names in 2 fucking games.
Fuck a play or a captain, all of the there. The tape never lies, the truth you see. We laugh, we analyze, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a stat nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like trip stat. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we're keeping it 100.
Keep it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest
Keeping it
man.
100.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Down there. I don't know if that right foot actually touched the ground.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo, what is good, TTNL family? It's Cherie, aka Lady Bear. Y'all, it's Wednesday night. Y'all know what it is. Schedule is out. People already getting their tickets. I gotta plan my 75 remaining hours of vacation. The boys gonna talk about that, and you know, it's gonna be some discussion about what games people going to. But we also got our guy Chris Emma from 670 The Score joining us tonight. There's a lot to get into. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring in the guys that y'all really here to see. Mr. Shane, smartest man, Marsall, and
Hey.
Phil. What's up, guys?
Hey. I feel like I'm bright as hell on this screen.
Yeah, you
Got
look,
a glow.
you look very glossy.
I got to turn down the brightness on the computer, I guess. Glossy.
You look like Ivan. Everybody else does too.
Anyone with a mustache, bro.
Yep.
Anyone with a mustache. Yes, we are back.
Yeah,
Grateful
we
to
are.
be back. I've been living a country music song, Cherie, for the last 2 weeks. I got my car stolen. I got sick. I had to go to the hospital. It's been. I think we have to write a song.
Is that rude?
Where's AO Max? Got to get in the country album like Beyonce for TTNL, our first country song between me and Shane. I've been living on a couch.
No, I live in a studio.
Oh, you're like Jay-Z living in the studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
The TTNL studio. Thank God. I'd be homeless.
So is this guy's living on a street bench.
Mr. Jackal.
Yeah, I saw him today.
How's Mr. Jackal doing?
Well, he's dealing with his, soccer team that he's coaching, but his son's starting to hate soccer.
Uh-oh. He's getting
So it's only a
smartening up.
matter of
He's
time.
smartening up, huh?
It's only a matter of time.
There go the YouTube comments tomorrow.
Yeah.
What was the one we got
Ivan
last?
sent me that.
The one we got last week. Stay in your. Don't talk about soccer. Stay in your lane.
Wow.
And then
really?
he said your opinion is wrong on rappers, and I'm like, oh well, thanks for letting me know that Phil's opinion sucks and yours is much better. He's like, bro, I'm from London. I'm so, the fucking the rapper aficionado from London. There you go.
Does he break down quarterbacks too?
No. DJ Johnny Manziel.
Who's the next man? DJ Johnny Manziel from London, mate. There you go. Get him out the mud, too, while we're at it.
Did he just go Australian?
I think so.
I don't know. We got a punter. We got a punter. That's all I know. All I know is TTNL family is strong. Strong. Very strong. Smash the like button. Subscribe. Just like Cherie said, we've been waiting a long time for a quarterback. We finally got one, and now we have a schedule to go along with the event that all the guys that wanted Justin Fields, even though Fields was awful, now they're coming back. They're coming back some are very meticulous.
All of the 17-0 tweets flying.
Oh, the people that said Justin has pink nails don't want him to have 17-0.
Yeah.
17-0.
Oh,
I go.
Man.
Shane was right again. That's what I said.
Oh, what did
Don't
I do?
worry. I remember
What did I do now?
Because I was getting so frustrated with all these guys. Like, do they not watch the tape? Like, even some patrons that have sat there and watched our breakdown, and they were just like on a fence. And I'm like, how could I guess it's like the Bears acting in that movie, or their
schedule release.
Their schedule release. I guess some people can't see the field. They can't see the tape, even if you try to show them the truth.
Yeah, the best acting job was our new guy.
Exactly. Caleb did the best acting job there.
Freshman year. That was
everything else. I gotta
they gotta hire us to produce those.
I know, bro. We would have Ron G would have had every angle appropriate.
Fucking
the sound quality would have been
fire and metal coming out of the ceiling in the school.
He would have captured the 80s vibe. the narrator. Oh my God.
Hey, who is Jake Johnson? Do you know who that is?
I have no idea.
I know he was narrating. I don't know who he is.
I don't know either. Maybe somebody in the
Jesus
chat.
Christ. Carm from CHGO might have done a better job. It was awful. I don't know what that was, and I have no idea who this chick is.
How do you not know Annie Agar, dude? Good Lord.
Who is she? She's an actor? What is she?
She's been all over every form of social media, on TV, everywhere.
I have
She's
never
always
seen
shitting
this.
on. She's a is she a Packers fan?
She's a Packers fan.
Yeah, and then she's always bagging on Detroit,
I don't know
especially
that
Chicago. She's been all over everything for like 3 years.
I've never saw her in my life. For real. I would tell you. I'm not.
Anthony Adams sent her ass to detention, so that was.
Well, I got a bone to pick with Anthony Adams because I am a fucking lunatic. Because me and Shane sit for 15 straight hours watching or broadcasting the draft. And I say, you know what? I'm sick. I'm not feeling good. I'm actually going to go back and watch the draft and fast forward through the commercials. And Anthony Adams is up there speaking for the San Francisco 49ers, bro.
Oh,
yeah. Thought it was a little bit of a sellout. I got to admit. I think he got drafted by them.
Yeah, I think like Charles Tillman did our round 2
selections,
wasn't it? Or no, we
right,
didn't have
but you
round 2.
turn that down. You're like, I have a job with the Bears.
That's his first. I'm not going to bag on
Sam
him. For that.
Sam Fran could get their own fucking guy.
That's who drafted him.
Bro, I disagree.
He's from Detroit, so he was there. That's his hometown.
Okay. You're the Bears, dude. Fuck. And they should have made Larry Mayer the fucking principal. That would have been fun. He should have been like, Caleb.
Did you see him in there?
Yeah, I did.
Kind
he
of
had
a big deal.
Cameo. Did you get his autograph?
No, sorry, Larry. Didn't want it then. Don't want it now. So what do you?
Here we go, Shane.
Yeah.
I've waited to see this. I know you got the early, and was it right? The leak?
Yeah, it was.
I told
Larry. I'm a little surprised. I'm kind of shocked. I thought, you can have 6 prime time. I thought they would at least pull 5. Be in the big market, Caleb Williams, all that. Bears only got 3.
That's what I was gonna say because I hear some people saying Thanksgiving, and I was like, to me, that Thanksgiving game isn't a prime.
Thanksgiving is a prime time game in my book.
It's 11:30 in the morning
on Thanksgiving, girl. Come on, the world is.
I'm not gonna lie, and this will probably piss everybody off. When I saw that the Bears are playing on Thanksgiving, I'm like, yes, no BHL.
Where did that come from?
Oh, just right there. That was the first thing that popped into my. It's one of those things that you.
I thought we always do BHL on Thanksgiving. No, I do it. So. I go on and do my rant. I give thanks.
So. Well,
that's it.
My situation's a little more tenuous. But I probably won't be here in the studio. But anyways, you get my point. But yeah, week 1 at the Titans. I think that's a nice game to open with, and then.
But
boom,
I thought Detroit right there, prime time Sunday night.
Well, if you go back,
that's what they should have did.
Talking about being right, I was right. I said I don't think that they'll pass on the opportunity to put the Bears as the early game on Thanksgiving. To me, it just made sense. Yeah, and I wouldn't have been shocked myself. I don't like the Netflix thing on Christmas Day. I mean, it's just fucking they're nickel and diming NFL fans fucking death. It's crazy. It's too. Not that I listen. Everybody, you want to watch it, you're gonna get it or use somebody's information. But
I already have it. But
no. I'm just saying though, it's holy shit. You gotta Amazon Prime, YouTube TV. Now you got to go to Netflix, and then if they get Hard Knocks, and it's got to be HBO Max and
Max.
Yeah,
you just gotta have a good hacker.
Motherfuckers think you're Netflix. That's the.
I used to have my guy Albero. He used to give me all the links so I could.
Yeah. He's still active on.
Still around? Still?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. He didn't cross over. He didn't.
No, he's still there.
What
But
else?
what do you?
Titans. Is that a 1 o'clock game?
Yep.
I have my glasses. So
yeah. Well, 12 Central, 1 East. Then prime time week 2.
Why don't they put the dates? Because they don't know them yet.
The dates are there. You're just blind.
It just says, it is 9-2. Okay, I see it.
9-8. Jesus Christ.
9-8.
Just glasses off.
Bueller. Caleb. Let me put the glasses on for this. Okay, 9-8.
What'd you do? Leave your fucking glasses in the car when they stole it?
Yeah, they did steal one of the blue blocker, for the screen. They stole those mother.
Yeah.
But anyway, so 9-8, the Titans.
Yep, 9:15. You go on the road, prime time versus C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. Then we have week 3, the Bratcher Bowl. Mr. and Mrs. Bratcher go head to head. September 22nd, 1 o'clock East.
Another 1 o'clock game.
The Bears versus the Colts in Indy. I already talked to Mr. Bratcher about this. He said he's fully prepared to spend a small fortune to
go to that game.
Take him and his woman. She's the Indy fan.
Yep.
But then so it's very, very interesting, man. So you go from October 6th. You don't get the Bears back home until November 10th. Because you go to London, then you have your bye week, and then no. I'm looking at those backwards. I'm looking at them.
So you got London,
then
London,
and Washington.
And then you're on the road to Washington and on the road to Arizona before you have 3 straight home games.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, so that'll be.
Marie, are you going to be going to that Washington Commanders game?
I absolutely am.
She'll be there.
Yes,
she's wearing that T-shirt too. Sweetness.
I have the same T.
Caleb shirt. Caleb and Rome.
You getting the Caleb shirt? You're ordering it up?
I haven't decided yet.
Well,
everybody jumping on the Caleb bandwagon. I think I'm gonna be the oddball and get me a Roman Doomsday.
Oh, there you go.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, you have been with us.
Better than getting a Brett Rippon jersey, Cherie, right?
You need to get the Aussie punter, Tory Taylor shirt, Cherie.
I mean, I'm not on that bandwagon yet.
Anytime you got to punt one of these guys you're fighting off, you just wear that shirt.
Cherie, mark it down. I didn't say anything. That was all Mr. Toshin there. Trenton Gill is in Denver, by the way.
No, he's not. He got released 2 hours.
Oh, they released him already? Oh, Jesus.
Got off the plane. They were like, go back. Take over for Larry Merritt.
Into my son's baseball game, and I looked down and I'm like, oh, he's a Bronco. They released him already, huh?
Guy got off the
hours after they fired him.
Yeah, they probably looked at his punting stats from last year, and they're like, yeah, no.
Well, we got a lot of stats, and we got a great guest tonight. I'm super excited.
Yeah.
Have him back with us.
That may be a good game. While we
yes, this is the game I told Larison.
Yeah.
You got to circle this game. Get my dad to come out to Chicago
and the TTNL
tailgate. He could reenact. He'll be in space in the tailgate.
Phil, this is your dad. I'm right here.
Where's the audio?
Phil, this is your dad.
That punter could be a middle linebacker, Philip.
You don't know what we're talking about.
Phil, could you hear me? This is your dad speaking. Can you hear me?
Yes, that was broadcast out to the whole tailgate. Anyway.
Hey, Miss Deborah.
Hi, Deb. I love Cherie's mom.
Oh, me too. She texts me all the time too. She's such a nice lady.
We got a good guest. He's enjoying the whole spread we put out for him in the green room. Letting him finish up his last bite of that lobster.
Yeah.
and then we're going to bring them out the way we know how. Talk some Bears with our guy. You know him from 670 The Score, Chris Emma. Let's bring our guy out.
Bears fans, you probably know this guy as a reporter
unfortunately for the Bears,
for 670 The Score and 670thescore.com.
Just win, baby.
And also with his new gig as a contributor to the Marquee Sports Network.
I'm doing good. I'm happy.
But guess what? He's back here tonight on TTNL to talk about the most exciting Chicago Bears offseason of them all.
When you see all the things that come with Caleb Williams.
Bears fans, TTNL fans, stand up and give it up for Chris Emma.
There he is.
Man, that gets me fired up every time. I love it. What's up, guys? How we doing?
What's up, Chris?
How are you, Chris?
Good to see you. Good to be with you. Happy scheduled release day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Did you watch the Ferris Bueller Day Off?
Yeah, DJ Moore's a heck of an actor, and shout out to my guy Larry Mayer with a great spot in that one. Excellent work from our guy Larry.
That's not even the best Larry Mayer clip that we have here at our disposal.
We have to show you the outtake for the.
So this is
we tried to get this in. They should have let TTNL direct this thing.
But this is our guy Dan Weeder impersonating Pernell McPhee talking about Larry Mayer back in the day.
Oh my fucking God! Your lunch with Larry.
Yep. First of all, Dan does the best impressions in the media room. It has me just rolling every day. That is spot on. I think I was there for that one. And I think I like every other time I see Larry, I say exactly that pretty much. He will always be lunch with Larry because of Pernell McPhee. So well done, Dan. That was exceptional as always.
Yeah, I used to be on the border of Dan because I felt a certain way, and then I just love Dan Weeder.
Oh yeah,
I need to get a Dan Weeder t-shirt made for TTNL.
Dan's good. I'll tell you what, that's one guy we absolutely can never lose in that media room. It would not be the same in terms of the energy and the fun he brings to that group. So we love Dan.
Yeah, he's a great dude and an amazing guest. And just listening, I know we're not talking about, but there's never a script, but listening to Dan articulate the decision for Caleb and looking at things through the lens of a professional organization, Dan has done a great job surmising the whole process of getting to this point with the Chicago Bears. Now, that's where I want to start with you. Obviously, let's go a little bit back before the draft. Where were you in regards to your thoughts in the quarterback room? And I remember speaking to you before. There was questions about the coach too, leading up to that last Green Bay game. So where were you then and now?
I was kind of always looking toward this all along, like the opportunity to select number 1 overall when you have. You could call it uncertainty at quarterback at the end of last season. It's a golden opportunity. It was hard to pass that one up. I understand why they did what they did a year ago in dealing out of the number 1 overall pick, in part because this roster just wasn't ready to win a year ago. You weren't just that quarterback away, and you saw the haul they got, right? Obviously, you weren't expecting the number 1 pick in this year's draft to come back, but you got a haul that really helped you out. It took you a long way. DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson on down the line, and you still got another pick next year too, but yeah, it's the golden ticket is getting top of the line for this quarterback class. It was a deep class. If you want to just look at the class as a whole, there's a lot of opportunities there, but Caleb Williams was so far above the pack, and the Bears prepared themselves for this all along. They were looking at all these quarterbacks. They wanted to look at this with an unbiased thought as you would going through the scouting process, but look, it was clear. He just kept winning him over with each performance and with each meeting. And every time they looked at his profile a little bit deeper, it was so obvious that Caleb was the guy. So I was kind of falling in line with that as the season went on. You got closer to the idea of they are going to be picking number one, and he's going to be in line for them. Uh, Justin Fields could be a good quarterback in his career. I don't think he was ever going to be a great quarterback, and it was time to move on. It was time to make that move and build with the right infrastructure around a young quarterback like Caleb Williams. And look where they are now. They're in a fantastic spot. It is such an exciting time to be a Bears fan and exciting time for football in Chicago. Now you got the schedule to look at too, but man, it's been a heck of an offseason.
Yeah, Chris, we talked about it here a lot, and you can say that Justin's a nice guy and all of that, and everybody was saying, this is such a hard decision for the Bears. I mean, it really wasn't.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's been made for a long, long time. People that aren't tied to the Bears or aren't fans for the Bears, I'm here in New York, Phil's in Connecticut. People that I talk to that are huge football fans are like, what do you talk? We talk to Cap about it. And he's like, people in Chicago are just losing their minds and saying this is such a big decision. And everybody that I talk, they're like, what is it's Caleb Williams, man. It's nothing against Justin Fields. That's how good this kid is and how good he can be. It's been made. I feel like as soon as they secured the number one pick or even thought they had the chance to get it, it was decided by then. They just needed to sit down. But are you kind of on that same wavelength that it's been?
Without a doubt. Yeah. I don't think it was ever Justin versus Caleb. I think Justin was maybe fourth in line or so of the options. When you look at everything on the table, JJ McCarthy, Jaden Daniels, I don't think there was ever a scenario in which they came back with Justin Fields as that guy. It was just, they'd seen enough. Look, the tape never lies, right? We know how this works here.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, to be a great quarterback, you need to have three things. It's one, you need to have the work ethic, and he certainly had that. Number two, have to have that talent. He has a ton of talent. But number three is the ability to put it all together. And that's the processing element, which was missing. You watch that tape, you see, man, you see it in practice, and then certainly you see it over and over again in games, holding onto the ball too long, struggling to go through his reads, missing things in coverage, and missing opportunities to throw the football. It's not there with him. And unfortunately for him, it's never going to be there. That's not something you develop in year 4 of your career. The processing is something that you can struggle with as a rookie and you ultimately overcome. He never overcame that. It was so clear to us as you watch every practice and OTAs and mini camp and training camp. And then as you get into the season, you're not really surprised from our vantage point. It was never going to be there for him. That was the fatal flaw for Justin Fields. And unfortunately for him, for everything he puts into this job and all the talent that's there, that's the kryptonite for this kid. And I think he's just, like you said, I think I can make a case for him being a good quarterback at some point in his career if he gets the right infrastructure, the right opportunity. But he's never going to be great. And you got a chance to be great in going out and getting Caleb Williams. So it was so obvious after a while what they were going to do because of the fact that you got this kid just waiting to be selected.
Right.
It's right there, man. And Caleb Williams is not only an upgrade in processing, you can make a case he's one of the best processing quarterbacks in the league from the get-go. And look, there's a lot of great quarterbacks in this league, but this kid has it. You see what he did at USC, the way that he's able to go through his progressions, but more so the way that it just such a natural feel in the pocket for him, sensing pressure from in front, behind. He understands what's coming at him while also looking at what's downfield and having that internal clock ticking the right way. Everything is processing well for this kid. That's why he's going to be very successful in the NFL.
Yeah, we watched the tape. So, way back, I was, attacked crazily, and same with Shane, based on just telling the truth. There's just no way I could cut it. And, sometimes people want to be delicate, and I'm just straight black or white with things. And I just said what you said. There's just no way you can win with Justin Fields because he's average to below average NFL quarterback. And what that is what, Chris, you just broke down eloquently. And I would like to add one more thing, and it's leadership. And I felt like, I got a lot of shit about him wearing the visor, but it wasn't about the visor per se. It was about coming out before wearing a visor that he knew he couldn't wear. And when I look at people doing that stuff, and I just, as a coach, as a player myself, I just feel like the swag and the way you look is more important than the way you play the game. And I say that to elicit this. The Tyler Dune stuff came out about Justin Fields and the leader and how he handled Nick Foles. And we can all agree to disagree or agree to agree in regards to what the Bears organization did in regards to coaching hires and coaches and what have you. That being said, you have to take a pros approach to this and be a certain way. You were around this kid. Was anything in your vision of this stuff where he was just aloof in regards to being a leader and a pro's pro?
Yeah, I never sensed any of that. In the way that his teammates were really drawn to him, it wasn't lip service. I know teammates are going to follow their quarterback, but they had a genuine like and appreciation for Justin as a quarterback and as a leader. But I also kind of rolled my eyes when I hear, well, how's the locker room going to react to this? Like, the locker room is going to be fine. They're excited about Caleb Williams. Everybody's united around this guy. It's the end of an era, man. It had to happen. The whole Justin thing moving on. Trubisky before him, like, you think you got this thing right now. You got the quarterback who checks all the boxes. I'm really excited to see the way that the city unites around Caleb Williams. Like, he's not just a great quarterback prospect. He's a budding superstar, like, off the field. And I think he's got a chance to be major superstar personality, not only Chicago, but nationally. And it's going to be fun, man. I love that Chicago's gone and the Bears have this great history at linebacker and running back, but how about a great history at quarterback? Like, this could be the kid that changes everything. And not to mention, when you look at wide receiver, and you got Keenan Allen, Rome Odunze, and DJ Moore. Time to break Johnny Morse's damn record, guys. Like, it's so pathetic that that's still the
Did you hear Rome Odunze when they brought it up to Rome Odunze?
Yeah, man. It's like,
thought he was.
Time
people
to
were joking.
Change, like, change the way this organization is viewed. It's like, there's so much prestige from the Bears in the past, and so much of it is about defense and history there. How about you start rewriting things? Like, I think you got a great opportunity to do that. I think Caleb Williams is the guy to do it.
Oh, do you have something?
No, I would pat you on the back. Yeah. I have said this with my film study. I will go in. I even challenged any of these micropod tape analysis people. Come bring the tape of Justin or any of these in the draft quarterbacks, which you listed, versus my tape of Caleb Williams. I'll skip his Heisman year. Me and Shane broke down. I know you're a big Notre Dame fan.
Yep.
That was the narrative. And I think it needs to be spoken again into light for these fans. Caleb Williams' Notre Dame game in the Heisman year is better than any Dan Orlovsky video that he can bring up. But if you go to the second time they play and Notre Dame gets the better of him, we were able to do what Adam Mason can't do and show you the reality of who's at fault. Why was this an interception? One of those interceptions out of the 3 out of the 5 he had all season was on him if we're being a coach.
Mm-hmm.
He took it upon himself with the worst defense, and Shane has all the stats tacked up against his computer for the rest of his career. It'll be there. The way he played, the way his body language, all of that we talked about. Then to see vindication when our Chicago Bears GM comes out and says those same things. Because you and I, Chris, we don't get to sit down with Caleb pre-draft to get to know the guy. That's not a part of our process. All we can go by is the tape and the things that we can key into and people we could talk to. Same thing as Mel Kiper and all these guys. So it's not 100% sure all, but he is the best, Chris, I've ever scouted. And I said that way back in December, and I continue to say it. This network stood for it. You stood for it. And I think you, as a Notre Dame fan admitted, this guy is something special, man.
Well, I love that you mentioned those two games, and the one in 22 is just a show from the kid. He was unbelievable in that game. But at the end of this season, once we got through the regular season with the Bears, one of my big projects was just go through as many snaps possible as I could of Caleb Williams' college career. USC 2 years, the Heisman year, the bad games last year, Oklahoma back in 21. My first game as a Notre Dame fan was to go back on the game last year in South Bend, and I was there as a fan for that one. I was, let's call it a couple beers deep in the stands and enjoying the heck out of it. And I was eager to go back and rewatch that from Caleb's perspective and see all that. And I remembered it being just a complete beatdown, and the scoreboard certainly says it was, but he still had like 5 holy crap type throws in that game, just like wow plays. I'm like, I don't remember that when I was in the stands there. He still had a number of plays. You're right. You look at those picks, that one was on him. The rest of it, there was some stuff where maybe that was the first time he really got on his butt kicked in a game, right? I feel like he got frustrated. That'll happen. I think as the season went on, he learned to play within himself while understanding that my defense isn't going to stop us all and there's nothing we can really do. And I think he kind of embraced the idea of I got a ball out to give us a chance, which he was able to do. That was a historically bad type defense for USC last year. Then an average defense, they're winning 9 or 10 games and they're right there. But look, like even in Caleb's worst game, that game in South Bend, he still had a number of plays that really caught my attention. I was not struck badly by anything aside from the idea that he let a game get away from him. That happens sometimes. You watch the rest of it, man. There's just so much to love. I talked about the processing element. It's special. It's not just good. It's not just great. It's special. The arm talent's there. The quick flick of the wrist is just something to behold. He's so in control of everything he does in the pocket. It just keeps standing out over and over again. The more snaps you watch, the more games, the more different seasons, it's so natural and comfortable for him. I'll go another level with this too. I think there was so much negative attention to this kid because he was the face of the NIL movement, this poster child. Yep. I love that as he comes into the NFL that consider he was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school, goes on to Oklahoma, transfers to USC, wins the Heisman, got paid a ton of money, and rightfully so. He's ready for this. Like nothing is going to face him because of everything he's been through, the good and the bad of his college career. He's ready for this. He's checked every box in terms of the talent, the preparation, the person certainly, and everything he's accomplished to this point. So I've been really struck in a good way about what he can bring moving forward.
I'm glad you brought up that part of it, Chris, because I think it's important. You talk about these guys, you don't know how they're going to handle their money. That part of it with Caleb, especially with, there's say $10 million, whatever the amount is, you can go back and look already to see how he handled that. But the adversity part of it, I go back to Ryan Poles, and when they're talking to Ryan Poles about Caleb Williams, he points out specifically the Notre Dame game because of the adversity and how he handled that and how important that was to him. And exactly. I say it's looking at it through a different lens like that. Like I listen to Rick Spielman quite often on his podcast, and he talked about it. He goes, I keep on hearing people railroading Caleb Williams for the first half that he played against Notre Dame. He said, go back and just watch the second half and watch the way. He goes, you know what's important? It didn't snowball. Those 3 picks didn't become 6. You know what I mean? And like he just went out there. Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. And I mean, that's what we've seen in Chicago. But this is kind of what I want to get to more than anything is you've been around this, Chris. You're there every day. And I brought this up with everybody that we've talked to just, before the draft and after. Everything that has unfolded is so un-Chicago Bear-like in our history. You know what I mean? Caleb Williams is available in the draft. That's when the Bears are drafting number 2. You know what I mean? Yeah. Everything has lined up perfectly. Roma Dunze, he's not going to make it down there. Boom. He's available at number 9. It's just this whole thing is like, holy
Keenan
shit.
Allen trade. Where did that come from?
Get him for 4. Yeah. I mean,
4.
Everything just clicked. I kind of laughed the way that people reacted on Saturday last week when they hear Roma Dunze's got hamstring tightness. Suddenly the sky's falling. It's like everybody's been on
Right.
cloud nine. It's like, guys, it doesn't matter. It's me. He's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Look, it's a great time to be a Bears fan. There's so much to be excited about, not just for this year, but ideally for a long time coming. Like this is a long-term plan. This is not some flash in the pan, one and done. Hope you win it this year, and if not, whatever. Like you're set for sustained success. This franchise is positioned long term to win a lot of football games and ideally to win championships. And this is what Ryan Poles has been building for. You took your lumps over 2 years. A lot of challenges there, right? It was a really tough 2 years. Hard to see the light of the tunnel for a while that, but you had to have some luck. You got certainly a lot of luck in the number one overall pick. Shout out to the Panthers there. And you're set up for everything you've desired to this point. The Bears have not had this kind of lasting success. Like this is something that everybody should be excited for. And look, like I said, it's a long term thing, man. It's really exciting to think about what's coming.
I went back and was watching the draft, and I was homesick. I had craziness happen to me, and I said, you know what? I'm going to watch some Bears games, and I go into the fourth quarter, and I looked at those games, and when a quarterback needed to make plays, Justin just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
And if we really dive deep, you're not in that position at number 9, based on that, if this kid could have done. I mean, we all saw it in those pressure situations. I don't think I know we have the Darnell Mooney drop against Washington. That could have been a win, but it's very hard to come by that. And then I look at this kid, and in the biggest of moments, Ryan Poles is able to step up and get this kid. And I think the Bears, listen, in a game like the NFL full of parity, you need a quarterback. You have to have a quarterback and you got the best one I've seen in the longest of time. So it's no excuse now. So is it fair to think that this team could follow the Houston Texans path and get yourself in a position of playoffs and a division winner?
I mean, yeah, those are the expectations for me. I'm not looking at the rookie quarterback thing as an excuse, or you got to give this kid time. Like he's going to have time to develop, but like you're number one here. Like this is the chance. You got to go do it. And this whole team's counting on this kid to be great. There's a reason why they're saying no conversation. There's no quarterback battle, which I love. By the way, I love that they're not.
Even awesome. That's on Chicago Bear. That's my point.
Surprised. I had to give Eberflus some props there. He didn't play the game that Trestman, Fox.
I thought Ryan Tannehill was coming, and like that. I think anybody could have assumed that, but I heard probably really even before the draft, like, no, there's not going to be any of that. This kid's ready. Like, there's no reason to mess around with this, and it's great because he gets every snap now in OTAs, mini camp leading up to training camp, has the 6 weeks to study to prep up and get set for camp. And look, it's just there's no reason to waste time. Like I was thinking about it. I mean, Mitch Trubisky was QB3 in training camp in 2017. Justin was QB2 and thrown into the fire by week 2. Like, don't BS this. You got a chance to be great, and you got a chance with the blueprint right there, like you mentioned with the Texans, to have this rookie quarterback lead you. He's ready. He's not going to be fazed by anything. He has all the talent. Everything needs to be successful as a rookie. I mean, I love that they're not messing around with this here. Go out there, try to win some football games. And so with that, you got a roster that's ready now. You got an offense that's built to be successful around Caleb Williams. I know there's so much attention on the receivers, but this is still kind of a run-based offense. And you got a great new running back in DeAndre Swift. You got personnel to fit up front. I think this offensive line, while we talk about the difference between Justin and Caleb, I think people are going to be talking about this offensive line a lot different than they were a year ago because of the fact that you got a quarterback who's getting rid of the football. And this was a great run-blocking offensive line the last couple of years. And then they're on defense. I think you got a top 10 defense for certain. I think you might have a top 5 defense. You saw the way Montez Sweat changed everything for that group and the way they were forcing the football out left and right. Like, put high expectations for this team on both sides of the football now. I a perfect world, if everything really clicks right, you're talking about top 10 offense and defense, and you're talking about being double-digit wins and being there in the postseason mix.
So that brings us to the head guy, Matt Eberflus, and TTNL, Phil and I especially kind of leading the charge here. We were anti moving forward with Flus, just because, like we talked about, being lucky, and we both felt the stars were aligned for, hey, Harbaugh's there, you know what I mean, and he's gonna clean up the quarterback mess, do all of that. Well, they didn't make that decision, but what is Flus to me? Really, he sucked situationally. He that wasn't his strong point at all. So that always really, really bothered me. But what the thing that I couldn't get over was I never heard any player waver from their support from the guy. And I mean, his coaching staff obviously had major issues. You removed 2 guys early on in the season. Everything, going on with Justin Fields and just with the Bears in general. And Flus kind of maintained. He takes over the defense. They trade for Montez Sweat. He's the DC. The defense, goes just like you talked about, top 10, maybe even top 5 potential. I never heard any of these guys lose any of their faith in Matt Eberflus. Is that kind of how you saw it? And I mean, is your confidence level, kind of on the outside looking in Flus? Is it there?
Yeah, I agree with what you said about keeping the team together. That's important. Like that could have easily spiraled into 2014 meltdown Bears, where everybody's turning on each other and the coaches lost the locker room. And it's so abundantly clear you have to make that change. That's a credit to Eberflus and his staff for keeping these guys together. You saw the fight down the stretch. This team got better, and that matters in the long-term development track. Is that they did use the end of last season when they could have folded, and they continue to ascend. They put themselves in a position to be successful this year. But to your other point, I get a lot of questions about Matt Eberflus. Like, that was not the guy I was looking to hire a couple years ago. And he's got a lot on his plate now. Like, I thought I was fairly confident that he could be a good point A to point B guy. And I like his development with his track record with developing players and what he brought in with his staff and the teachers that they have in that group. I think that's really important. But now you're at point B. You got to get forward. You got to get to be a championship team. And I got my questions about Eberflus, like a lot of the end game stuff you mentioned as well. But he doesn't strike me as that guy that's going to be a championship coach yet. I want him to prove me wrong. I want him to lead this team forward and be a reason why they're having success. And I'll tell you what, man, Ryan Poles, Kevin Warren, they're thinking the same way. Like Ryan Poles has put a lot of work into building this roster, right, to putting everything forward and getting this team in position. They could have easily fired Matt Eberflus after last year and moved on to Jim Harbaugh. Like that could have been the fit so simply, but they stood by Eberflus. This is absolutely a proven year for Matt Eberflus. We talked about the Texans the last year and going forward with the rookie quarterback, getting to the playoffs, getting in that position. Bears got to have that same kind of season. Otherwise, I think Eberflus isn't coming back for a 4th year. It's on Matt Eberflus to make sure this team fulfills its potential and then some. He's going to have a very intense microscope through which he's watched this season. He's got to be right. He's got to get everything forward for this team. Otherwise, a year from now, if they're missing the playoffs and they're not living up to the kind of billing we expected, yeah, they should be making that change.
Yeah, I was basically going to ask you that. If, does Ryan Poles have the balls to move on? Are we at that pinnacle moment? Like, bro, I got you everything. There's no excuses now in regards to this. Because I've heard stories, just like you eloquently said, I'm just telling you, there was no way, even if Caleb Williams wasn't there at 1, the Bears were going to continue with Justin Fields. They were moving on from him, irregardless of what they're trying to say and be nice. There's a reason why he basically got you a 7th round pick, because the teams watch tape like we do and they see it. So now, is Poles the guy that's going to hold this coach accountable, or is this going to be a kind of 2-year C based on a rookie quarterback kind of thing?
I don't think there's any way it's that. I think it's an intense microscope for this year. Look, Ryan Poles is a really smart guy, and he has a vision for this team that we've seen now kind of fulfilled to this point in terms of building a roster and getting this team set up. Like the ball's been handed off to Eberflus now. You got to get this team wins. You got to get, I'm sending. I want double-digit wins this year. I want this team
Yeah.
absolutely to be at the very minimum a wild card team. Like I have very high expectations for the Bears, and I think Eberflus has to be held to that kind of standard. There's no more excuses at this point. Brian Poles has put in so much to get them here. Like he's going to be watching this closely, and I'm sure if they're struggling this season, if they're not getting the job done, start thinking about that short list of who's going to be available. How can I get this team like? If they don't fulfill the potential this year, it's certainly not doors closed by any means. You're looking at this thing long term, but they should be arriving this year. They should be in that position to be successful. So it's on Eberflus and his staff now. I think he's done a good job making those changes necessary. Shane Waldron was an excellent OC pick. Eric Washington is the right complement to him as that DC. I really like some of the guys they got on the staff in terms of their ability to develop players and to get through to them. But now it's about winning games. You're no more point A to point B. Get to point C. Point C is contending. It's being right there. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
I think what's going to tell a lot for me is training camp. And if this is Club Med and they're just, getting the minimal amount of snaps, and we've talked about it for years, and I understand that injuries are always a concern. They're going to be a concern whether you play or not. I mean, Jesus, Tevin got hurt in a walkthrough or, whatever it was last year. But do you think that we're going to see, is Caleb Williams going to play a lot this preseason? He should, to me. These guys should play. Roma Dunze should play a lot. And rather than just, taking your foot off the pedal, get these guys the important reps. So you're not into week 2, week 3, week 4 saying, oh, these guys are still rounding into shape. And that's been Chicago Bears football for a long time. They don't want to go out there and do the stuff in the preseason that I feel like that they should be doing. What do you think they're going to do, Chris?
Yeah, I'm more focused not so much on the preseason games as much as what they're doing in practice. And really, remember year one with Eberflus, they got slapped on the wrist for having intense practice. I think it was OTAs, and they
the
lost
dude from the Chargers. Remember,
they lost to practice in minicamp because of that. I feel like they dialed it back, whether it's by design or not, in last year training camps. I was not impressed by the way they were practicing throughout camp. And I think a lot of people, if you're there watching practices, you're thinking, that's it? That's what they're doing today? Like, it's a lot of technique and fundamental stuff, which is great to teach. But then you start out 0-4 and you're saying, what were they doing the whole time? Why are they so unprepared for the start of this season?
Yeah.
I want a more physically demanding training camp. And within the rules,
Agreed.
obviously, but I want them to have something that sharpens the edge a little bit, that calluses them going into this season. Like,
you brought up callous like Matt Nagy. Gotta get
Sorry, I see that so much Nagy here in the
wise
verbiage, but like I want them to come out sharp. I want them to be tougher going into this year, and I don't want to hear any more damn excuses about injuries because all July and August last year, when you got countless players going down and in and out of practice, and we kept hearing, well, it's fine, it's August, it's precautionary, and then you start out 0-4, you're thinking, wait a second, and late in the year, as Matt Eberflus and his staff are trying to save their jobs, you keep being told, well, we were missing guys early in the year. We weren't really able to establish ourselves. Come on, that can't be an excuse anymore. I'm going to be watching these practices in July and August really closely. I'm going to be taking note of who's in and out of practice and what they're getting out of these workouts because I want healthy bodies out there, but I want to know that they're getting better. And I didn't really feel like that throughout many of these training camp practices. And 0-4 start wasn't a big surprise to me. It was unacceptable, but also I think it was more a reflection of the way they practice. So I'm curious to see how Matt Eberflus learns and adjusts from the way they went about it in training camp and if they're going to do things differently.
You look at this roster now and how they're shaping and building it. The one area is the defensive line, that I look at. They traded back in to the draft. We called that during the draft. Stick around. I feel like after they took the punter, which a lot of people are down on, that was the one guy I was like, based on having 4 picks, you got to get Torrey Taylor in this draft. He's a weapon. And they did. I'm like, it was like a dream draft for me at the Atoshan house because Caleb Williams, Roma Dunze was my number 1 receiver, and you got 3 starters, punter, and then they trade back in. But when we look, Justin Jones gone, Walker, where are they going to play him? And that big hole opposite of Montez Sweat. We know what he did when he came, but are those rookies in your mind ready to step up in your book? Are they done at the defensive line position with a veteran?
I mean, yeah, that's probably the weak link, if you want to call it that, on this roster. I want, for starters, I want a big season from Devon Dexter. He looks so much better
Yeah.
once Montez Sweat arrived because he didn't have as much attention on him, and he kind of even admitted it. Like, it's just this has made a big difference for me. That combined with the comfort that he had later in the year, adjusting from the two gap scheme in Florida to what he was doing his assignments with this defense. He was a different guy late in the year, and he got increased workload. He's their three technique this year. We know how important that role is to the identity of this defense. I think he's going to have a big year, and you have to have that if you're this entire defense. You have to really be counting on this guy. I'm really bullish on Javon Dexter. I'm excited to see what Zach Pickinson can do, step in as well. As for that other edge spot, I think it's likely they sign Yannick Ngakoue back. I've heard probably not till July or August is when he's looking to sign. That's what he did last year. He's a veteran. He doesn't need the full go in training camp. Forget everything I just said about the importance of training camp. He'll be fine. But I think he'll be back, if not as a rotational guy, then at the front line. But they want Austin Booker to emerge. Like, they really believe in this kid, and he's got a great coach in Travis Smith who's going to be able to develop him. Austin Booker was really wide-eyed talking about, wow, Travis Smith coach Max Crosby. I want to be Max Crosby. He's already talked to Max Crosby. Austin Booker and Max Crosby have connected. This is a kid who's really willing to learn, and that matters a great deal. Like, he entered the draft early when he could have been a high pick in a year from now, because he wanted to get into the NFL and start developing. He believed he was ready. He could be successful. The fact that he's so eager to learn and to improve really stands out to me. I believe in this kid. I think he could have a very strong rookie season. He can be that guy opposite Montez Sweat who's making a big difference for this defense. Matt Eberflus is not afraid to play young players, and this coaching staff, if Austin Booker's checking all the boxes and looks like he's ready for a role, he's going to be that starting guy week one opposite Sweat. I'm really excited to see what he can do.
Talking about young players, this is a guy that's been around for a little bit now, and when he is on the field playing, he's very, very good, and he has the ability to be one of the best offensive guards in the NFL, quite honestly, in Tevin Jenkins. But there's the big wild card when he's on the field, because he's always dinged up and he's missing time. It was pretty contentious early on when Ryan Poles got here, and I always go back to the year that Tevin was drafted. His college coach, there was a video of him talking about Tevin Jenkins. He goes, yeah, I told him he's one of the most talented guys on this entire team that we've ever had. But Tevin, you have to stay on top of Tevin, keep him motivated, and keep his eye on the prize. And Ryan Poles, when he got here, there was, moving him around and talk about him being on the trade block and all of that. Well, he goes out, makes the move to right guard and left guard. I was a little bit surprised, and it got me kind of excited when they included Tevin Jenkins in the Caleb Williams restaurant thing with all the players. Have him be, to me, that speaks volumes about what they think of Tevin and his future here. But the ultimate wild card is, Chris, he's got to stay healthy on the field. What do you think is all going into this with Tevin and kind of their thought process here? Because I was actually very surprised that they included him in that group of players.
Bill Parcells once said he wants a whole team of guys on one-year deals, and this is a one-year deal essentially for Tevin Jenkins. He's entering a contract year. Everything's on the table, man. I mean, he's got the chance to earn a major long-term extension, or he could fall out of favor and he's signing a one-year deal somewhere else and he's competing for a job. Like, he's got such boomer bust potential when you talk about the contract possibilities. They believe in him. He certainly has all the talent. It's about staying healthy and doing everything he can to stay on the field. They acquired Ryan Bates, and I don't think it's because they see him as their center. I think Coleman Shelton's going to be their starting center.
Oh, wow.
Bates brings the interior depth that they need. They missed what? So is 14 games, I think, combined between their two guards. No, I got them. They missed 10 games between their two guards. Off the top of the head, math not great there. Like that's why Ryan Bates is here in part to be that guy between Nate Davis and Tevin Jenkins. If you're dealing with inavailability and guys in and out of the lineup, like Ryan Bates can bring you that stability. He's going to press Tevin Jenkins. Like Jenkins is the starter, but I think that veteran presence, a guy who's, hey, I'm here to take your job. If you're not ready for it, like that'll drive Tevin. I think that's a really important thing for this group. You got a great teacher on the offensive line with Chris Morgan as the offensive line coach, now the run game coordinator as well. You got really good depth. Like I think this is a much harder offensive line to make than it was certainly a couple of years ago. They like what they have with this group now. Adding Bates and Shelton to that interior mix is really good. And I'm eager to see what Tevin Jenkins can do. There's so much on the line for him, and I think he understands what's at stake.
There's a lot of meat on that bone for me. I want to just piggyback off of you and then ask you a question, but I think Bates will be the starting center. I really do, and I think there's a reason why they put Tevin in that group to meet that leadership group. I think because he's starting to mature as a man, a father, and a husband, and understanding that, yeah, this is about a career and living a life that maybe half of or more than half of America can't. It's NFL football, getting paid millions to play a game. That being said, that's a great thing for the Bears if Tevin takes that step, because the tape of Tevin Jenkins is Larry Allen-like. When you see a guy in the NFL move NFL bodies 6-7 yards down the field, there's a level of ability that just maybe 3% of the world can do. So this is a great seesaw to have, and I think it's a smart one. Whoever the coach, or is it Ian Cunningham and Ryan Poles, embracing that leadership of Tevin and making him a captain type of role, that would be a whole 180. But I digress there. I want to ask you, is there anybody on this roster, after looking at where they are right now? I know we haven't gotten into any kind of padded things, but is there somebody that fans should keep an eye on in your mind? Undrafted, anything?
Yeah, I don't have anybody for you on the undrafted side. It's so hard to get a gauge out of rookie mini camp. The other factor is, frankly, it's going to be a much tougher roster to make. Like, Jack Sanborn was a great story a couple years ago, but like, it's going to be, there's just so fewer undrafted free agents that are going to get that chances this time around. Like, it's a really good deep roster. I think I mentioned the two guys I'm really looking out for, and Dexter and Booker, the rookie Booker stepping into that pass rushing role and trying to earn a key spot alongside Montez Sweat. And then I really am excited to see what Javon Dexter can do. Like, he was just a different player down the stretch, and they're going to really rely on him. Look, they've had a chance to get some great three techniques, and they went after Larry Ogunjobi back in 22, and it wasn't meant to be for him. And then obviously there's a great defensive tackle market a year ago in free agency. They looked at a lot of those guys. I think he kind of just escalated beyond what they wanted. They're very confident in Dexter. Like, they had a chance to look at some of these other guys in the open market, and they feel really good about this kid. That's such an important role for Matt Eberflus' defense. He said it's the engine that drives this entire defensive identity. Let's see what Dexter can do. I think he's in for a really big second season.
Who gets the contract extension this training camp before the season? You think it's DJ?
I think it's DJ. Yeah, I think they're going to wait. I know there's a lot of focus on Keenan Allen when you bring this guy in. He could get that. I think that's something you're looking at later in the year. They're already looking at the DJ thing. Like, they want to get him locked in at some point long term. I don't know if it's going to happen immediately by any means, but you look toward training camp toward the end of August as you get close to the season. Like, he checks every box you want. That's a guy you keep for a long time. It's incredible that you were able to get him with this kind of contract security and bring him in at this price. But look, they see this guy as a Bear for a long time. I joked about breaking Johnny Morris's record. Like, DJ's the guy to do it. And you got a great opportunity to keep this kid as the number one for Caleb Williams, not to mention what Roma Dunze brings as well. Yeah, I'm looking at a DJ extension at some point this year.
We're having something we've never had before. I know there's debates out there. You got
a plan.
a plan.
Yeah.
We've never seen a plan like this. We've never seen 3 wide receivers like this. I know you got to go. I want to two things, but in your mind, is there a better 3 group in the NFL than this Chicago Bears team in your mind?
No, I mean, this is the best receiving group in the league, and it's crazy to say that about a Bears group, and especially when you think 2 years ago, and it was by far the worst in the league. Like, it's what a turnaround. You got 3 guys, and not just 3 talented receivers, but think about the profiles of what it means for Caleb Williams, guys who are go-to targets, who are third down weapons. Keenan Allen in particular, and then obviously Romas, continues to develop. What that offers to a young quarterback when you need to have a third down and manageable, or third down and long, and you see Keenan Allen's at the sticks and he's ready for you. Like that that means so much to a young quarterback. Sustaining drives, building confidence, and I love the versatility. Like DJ Moore had a lot of success playing out of the slot. Ruben Dunze is somebody who can play inside or outside. Not to mention you got the 2 tight end sets with Cole Kmet, Gerald Everett. You got a running back in DeAndre Swift who can make a difference in the running game, of course, and the passing game. So you got so many weapons on offense and so many different ways Shane Waldron can put this together. But no, there's no better receiving group in the league than what the Bears have.
Real quick before we let you go, Marquee Sports Network. You're there. You're also on the Score. Talk about where people could find you and what's up with you right now. We love you here. We got to have you on more often. I know we've been playing pickleball.
Yeah. I love being on this one, man. It's one of my absolute favorite shows. You can find my work at 670thescore.com. I have my 3 thoughts on the Bears schedule. A lot to unpack from the 17-game slate. And then Marquee Sports Network, I broke down the schedule 1 through 17 based on intrigue factor. I'll give you the spoiler. The number 1 game I'm looking at, Week 16, Lions come to Soldier Field. Think about the excitement for that one. If those 2 teams are towards the top of the NFC North, late in the season, Soldier Field will be absolutely electric. That'll be a really fun game. So check that out. My Twitter profile at CMA670. You can read all my work there. And looking ahead for OTAs, minicamp, and then training camp's right around the corner.
Love it. Funniest Larry Marin story. Keep it short. You got a real funny one?
Oh God, I think we covered it, man. The lunch with Larry thing with Purnell's up there. Probably a lot of stories I can't tell about Larry, but we love the guy dearly. And
we're trying to one day get him on the show. I was right near Larry, and he's pretending he doesn't know me. So I'm like, okay.
I mean, he pretends he doesn't know me too, so don't feel too bad.
My thought would be bringing Larry to like a black barbershop downtown and have him get a fade.
He needs a little. He actually did. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. Showed up in household, just a completely different haircut. Like think what Eberflus has.
Yeah, take him to Blues' house.
Kind of just ripped him for it. He looked great, but we had to rip him for it anyways. So, you can get him a new do. I think he'll look good with that.
That's awesome.
He's Chris Emma. Follow him on the Score on their website and Marquee Sports Network. I love you, Chris. Thank you, man, for jumping on with us tonight as we get ready for the Bears off season.
We won't hold it against you being a Notre Dame fan, I promise.
You guys are the best. Appreciate it. Take care.
Thanks, Chris.
All right, Chris. The great Chris Emma, my guy, Notre Dame, right?
Love it.
What?
Yes, Notre Dame, bro. Notre Dame. Oh, my goodness. That was fun with Chris. He's such a good dude.
Oh, yeah.
Quick with the wit, bringing the hits. Shane, I look at Gervon Dexter as he was talking about it. This is another guy that I was completely wrong about in regards to Dexter. I didn't see, him taking this stat. I didn't see the tape of twitchiness, of, aggressiveness and finding a ball awareness. So to see what he was able to put on tape, and that's really where this network stands different than anybody else. We can admit when we're wrong and we can show it too. Like we're not afraid. And you know what? I can debate with a male or a female
About football, yeah.
About football. I could do that. I could disagree, and I can listen and learn, because I don't know if anybody in the
I've
business.
learned a lot from Courtney Cronin. I know that. I think she's awesome at what she does.
She's probably one of the best reporters on the Bears beat, if not the best. If we were to rank them, obviously our boy Chris Emma just leaving here. I don't know but Courtney's got to be in the top 3.
Oh,
in regards
easily. Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, and she fits what we do here. Just, I mean, another one lady that I would put up there is Dion Miller.
Oh my God. Dion doesn't pretend that she knows.
Well, that's what makes it.
That's what
great.
makes her
She
so
doesn't
authentic.
pretend like she knows everything. Yeah, that's
right. She leaves that. She just asks the question. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I really, really love about this network, and embracing them, and just listening to Chris Emma. Ryan Cox is saying it right there. Chris Emma,
I
is such
agree.
a great dude, and that is the reality. And we're lucky, because here I am. I used to dislike. I wouldn't say dislike. I dislike Cap, who now is like a brother.
Yeah.
Talk on the phone. I
Oh my
thought
God.
Cap was something that he
I
wasn't.
was just thinking about that today. How many times a day during his show do you think that you, in our little text thread between us three, how many times a day during his show do you think we text? It's pretty funny. You know what I mean? Like, commercial break, bing, 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 bing. His phone starts going off.
And he will change the course of his show because of Phil and Shane. I'm sure he could admit that, because we're giving him knowledge and facts behind things. And
the coach now, by the way,
the coach, we got to come up with a team. I want the take that's for his U10 all-star basketball team that he's going to coach. Me and Cap are going to be coaching these young bucks this year. Shane, you going to throw your hat in the ring? Coach Marsaw?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd do it.
Yeah.
Just, the parents can stay home, and I'll coach the kids.
Parents are tough, man. Don't get me wrong.
Oh,
they ruin youth sports. Let's just be honest.
Yeah.
There's no gray here. They do. Like, as a coach, I know Cap is going to play the best kids and work in the kids that are working hard to be better. The kids that just give up, I don't know. But the reality is Courtney Cronin is a superstar, and is one of the best reporters on the beat, if not the number one reporter. And I wanted to say that out loud. And me and Courtney don't agree. We don't agree on all things, but there's none but love and respect here. It's unfortunate some assholes can't fucking fall in line in reality. But
speaking of assholes, look at this guy.
give me some fucking sprints, would be Shane's.
Jesus Christ, Jason. I don't care that you're 7. So we don't have anything locked in, Robert. I think is it safe to say we have a leader in the clubhouse?
Yes, we do have a leader in the clubhouse, because
nothing is finalized, but do you want to share
we're really trying to push for an opportunity for Coach O right there with that highlighted orange 11-10 at November 1 p.m. November 10th. Patriots Bears in Chicago. Have the tailgate and have all of the TTNL personalities.
Bring all the kids. Coach O can stay in the hotel room with the kids when we're out partying the night before. It's going to be perfect. Ivan's going to have his house for sale by then, so he can stay there too.
I'm in space, Ivan.
Really?
I'm on my way, Coach. I'm on my way.
Every one of these kids could be middle linebackers, Phil.
What time's Ivan picking us up from the airport? Ron G driving my dad.
Yeah.
Alex Acevedo bringing T-shirts and swag.
No, but I think it's like we said, right now the leader in the clubhouse. I think that we're gonna try to focus on is the Patriots game. As soon as I saw that, I think Ivan and I were texting. I'm like, man, we got to get Coach O to that Patriots game in Chicago. He'd be a fucking absolute superstar at the fucking tailgate. Coach O would be. It'd be amazing. It would just remove seeing Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears, just a life moment for you and your dad alone. Right. You know what I mean? Just that would be one of those things that you would never forget. You know, that's a bucket list type item. I think we have to absolutely pull this off.
I was looking at the schedule, and when it's New England at home and you don't know when it's going to line up, I'm just like, please be further down.
Yeah, because
in the months because of coaching, and it's like it's hit the perfect spot in this, the months. It's like we got to make this happen no matter what.
See, we got free Ubers from Lawrence.
There we go, Lawrence. I'll just text Lawrence. We've landed in Midway.
Yeah. Come get that 5-star rating, Lawrence.
I got that 5-star for you.
Lawrence, we're all drunk at the game. Come pick us up.
That fucking walk back after the game. Holy shit. Me and Steph dipped into a cab. We were like, fuck this.
You can hear Lawrence. Fucking Vargas puked all over my trunk.
Come on. You know me better than that. I'll roll the window down.
Oh my God.
Oh man, that's great.
It would be great. It'll be a memory. I know Jim Larison, Kerry Franklin, and a bunch of these guys that are just amazing people. I'm forgetting a whole mess of you that have been so supportive for the Southington Wolverines and that project, helping to make this TTNL tailgate and a party weekend. That would be amazing and so much fun. But I would make sure we got to get our guy there, Shane, from Scotland, Scottish Bear.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there he is.
Our guy there, and obviously sending tons of positivity and strength his way. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, we'll say this because I'm a big believer, as is Shane, in positive energy. This guy right here, I've never had the pleasure of meeting Scottish Bear, but I know the integrity of somebody. Logan Frost is on one end of the equator. Scottish Bear is on the complete other end. I'm kidding, Logan. But seriously, if you could send some positive energy towards our guy, Scottish Bear, our patrons know, and I don't want to step on his toes if we couldn't say anything, but the reality is this is a patron and a great dude we see here every week supporting us, every show supporting us. And we love you, bro. Personally, from me, I could say this, nothing but positive energy your way. We always say TTNL is family, and some people, don't understand that and have labeled us certain ways. But the reality is the proof has always been in the pudding. The people that disappear because they didn't get what they want or whatever they were doing, that's on them. But I will be there for every fan. I will take every picture. If it was cold outside, I'm like, no, these fans have done amazing things for this network. Ivan's the same way. When we ask him, show up, be the face for us because we're not there. Ivan's there. And Shane, unfortunately, has had a lot of shit go down, as we know. And so this year, to make all this happen and all of us to be together and have a fucking tailgate, that's where we're going to be with it. So we love you, Scottish Bear. All our TTNL heads, send your prayers and good positive energy this guy's way.
We're going to get him on. We're going to get him on. It's got a open invite when he can make it happen to come on and share his story with everybody. And we're gonna make that happen for him.
I also want to say something in regards. I mean, when don't I want to say something? But I have dealt with a lot the last couple weeks. I joked about a country music album for me and AO Max.
Nope.
My car has been found, Shane. So it is fixable, thankfully. They did steal the laptop and all of this football stuff and a bunch of my favorite Chicago Bears shorts. I've had them since like 2007. This Nike pair of, they're like satiny. They were just those shorts that you could work out in, coach it. So I ended up buying a new pair. I don't know if it'll be the same material and a bunch of stuff you just can never get back, but they did find it and I've been sick. So I want to say on this live show, I apologize because you know how I grind. Ivan has stepped up 100%. Love you, bro. Cutting the tape. We are going to break down our defensive tackle, Keith Randolph, this weekend. We're also going to look back on that Notre Dame Heisman game and give you patrons a look at that. So that's all coming this weekend. Just pay attention. I'm trying to get the schedule together this weekend because there's some family stuff and Mother's Day and me getting sick and I had to go to the hospital. It was crazy, but back healthy. Prayers up to everybody that's dealing with stuff out there.
I love all.
Cherie, Jesus, trying to talk.
What is that in there? She's eating fucking chicken wings right now. I guarantee it.
As long as Cherie's happy, I'm happy.
Hey, we're all happy if Cherie's happy.
That's right. Yeah. Don't piss
Cherie
her
is
off.
the best. Is there better? Like you surround yourself with good people.
That's right.
There's no one better.
Cherie is one of the people that no matter what she's doing, if you needed to talk or if you needed anything, you could always call Cherie. She'd be there for you no matter what.
Well, that's the kind of stuff you want around.
She won't even tell you that your kid has fake cancer, like Greg Braggs did to me. But that's a whole different show.
Don't misquote him. It was serious cancer.
Yeah, you wouldn't have shared.
Not smart.
I wouldn't. You wouldn't have shared your story if it was serious cancer.
That was
that your 10-year-old son has.
Can you tell me what is serious cancer, Shane?
Yeah. What are you doing tomorrow? Oh, you mean my son's got 3.5 hours of chemotherapy for his non-serious cancer.
I'm sorry. I heard Shane compliment me. Are you okay?
I did.
Look at you.
I did.
She's got a napkin in her hand.
Were you eating chicken wings?
No, I'm cooking actually, but
You tried that last week and it didn't go so well.
no, this time I'm actually cooking. I'm frying some chicken.
Okay.
See, I was kind of close.
With her, careful with the oil on that.
Oh no,
sweetener.
I'm not messing this up. No,
Yeah.
You have an apron for that shirt? Cover it up.
I do have one. I never use them.
Well,
gotta use that apron, Cherie.
We didn't get to talk about it with Chris Emma, but the Hard Knocks situation. For me, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not even a blip on my. It's a new show. It has nothing to do with the regular Hard Knocks at all. It's why it's called Hard Knocks Off Season.
It's a new show.
Yeah, it's a one-off. It's going to go for a month, the month of July, covering that. I mean, how impressive is the off season for the New York Giants? For Christ's sake, I mean, Malik Neighbors and who else? You lost your best offensive weapon.
Are they going to show the debate for Saquon?
Let's go behind the scenes and follow Daniel Jones on his ACL recovery. Great. Gonna tune in for that one. Greg's like, that's a non-serious ACL injury, though, I think. Dan.
Bill Wagner, $20. I'm betting this $20 that DDP's luck is about to turn for the better. I appreciate your super chat, and I hope so. Shane and I not just me. I've had a black cloud in regards to this.
I didn't
But
even tell you about my day today. I'll save that
oh
for
boy,
after show. Yeah.
oh boy,
the string continues.
the string, the streak, winning streak. I used to play that when I went to the casino. There was a what do you call it? What are those things called? Fuck.
Slot machines.
Slot machines.
Jeez.
I heard string, and you said string, and I'm like,
What
all
are
right,
those
yeah.
things called? You saw the pulling of the slot machine, but there was this one game at the Foxwoods Casino. It's called Winning Streak, and if you aligned it a certain way and the lines hit, it would go winning streak, and then you were able to like. It was almost like, what is that? Wheel of Fortune, where you're guessing the blocks, but you're not saying words, you're just guessing, and behind each one was a cash prize, and you keep going. It wasn't like whammies, like big bucks, no whammies, and you kept going. And I was like $4,000 in, and then I hit a fucking whammy, and I'm like, oh, but I won the 4,000. And the guy's like, no, once you hit the whammy, I go, well, I keep going. When can I can't stop. You're gonna lose, right? And I ended up getting the $3,500.
No, we're very economical, my family.
Oh, I guess there's a way to cheat at slots. There's all these people. I don't know. I don't really like the casino. Do you, Shane?
The last time I went to a casino, it's actually been a long time, was with Ela when she was pregnant with Riley, and she was
that was the last time.
Your string game that the slot machines that you were just talking about. Yeah, she was going fucking crazy on that. She got up like 200, and I'm like, all right, you're up 200, stop. And then she went up 400. I'm like, holy shit, just stop. Made $400. Then she went to 600, and I'm like, you need to fucking stop. And I remember she's like, look at my belly, because the Riley was, she was pregnant with Riley, and he was kicking in her belly, and she got to 600 and she didn't stop. So I tapped out and I went back to the room, and she ended up
losing it all.
No, she didn't lose it all. She didn't come back with 600, but she had a good night.
Yeah. I don't need to gamble. I'm not a gambler.
Yeah, I do some fun things on, like, FanDuel, or I'm in a thing with some local buddies here on DraftKings where we do a once a week thing.
Yeah.
That's about the extent of it for me.
Larison, he's not afraid.
No.
He's not afraid at all.
Larison said he screenshot. I won 18 grand on the Iowa Commonwealth versus Marathon Oil equestrian match last Sunday.
If Caitlin Clark makes one free throw here.
Jesus, she had a tough one last night. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, they went out of their way to like bully. You could tell they were like,
but she was very lackadaisical with her passes. I thought she had 10 turnovers, but it's gonna happen.
I didn't watch the game. I just saw a couple highlights before we were coming on the show, and I was like, "Oh my god, these girls are out to set a tone. We're gonna knock you down."
When you're the woman, yeah, she's gonna be the mark every game they play in.
Yeah,
and
that's how it's gonna be.
It's part of being king of the hill. Hey, we're gonna face that in football.
Caleb,
you're the BMOC. Okay, he's gonna face that every week, and I think he's got the perfect attitude for it. I'm confident in it, man. I'm not scared about that. I had quarterbacks on the Chicago Bears where I was very nervous and scared. I think Caleb's got the perfect attitude for that. I can feel the confidence coming off of him, and I'm excited for that challenge and watching this. I think he's built for it.
Press your luck. GMAB. Thank you. That was, I guess they brought that show back. I always wanted to get on that show, GMAV. Like, fuck. These guys are winning Hawaii trips, 20 grand, 50. I'm like, get me on, press your luck. Imagine that. TTNL and press your luck. Gambler's prayer. Lord, please help me to break even. Oh man. I have never been so excited for a Bears season like this. And I didn't put it into perspective back on Hard Knocks. I thought that they chose the Giants, and I'm like, this is the biggest letdown ever.
Well,
to your
yeah.
point.
Speaking of the text messages to Cap,
Yeah.
when I sent you the original tweet, and then you shared it in there with Cap, and I'm like, oh, here, Phil's out. He's on the cusp of melting down.
I was melting down, bro.
Fucking goddamn Bears, and I'm like, no, dude, they're gonna.
I'm like, this motherfucker, George McCaskey. That was exactly what I said. I'll just keep it 100. George fucking McCaskey has his hand in, Roger Goodell's pocket. Like, okay, we'll give up a home game in Chicago while we're trying to stabilize and secure a stadium build for an opportunity to avoid the cameras.
That was one of the questions that I didn't get to for Emma.
I know.
I wanted to, like I said, that's my focus. Not to totally pivot here, but I want to see Kevin do something now. I don't want to see the dog and pony show and you smiling and talking to the draft picks and bring all your stuff and come and win many championships here. Well, let's start with one, and then we'll talk about two. But do something, because I mean we've I don't think they're any closer to this stadium than they were than the day he got here. It feels like. I know they have the land secured, but it's I think it's quite a ways from anything getting done. That's for sure.
What does WC stand for? Can't get Cardinals WC access seats. What is that? WC. Does anybody know? The WWC. I'm with you there. I would wait to buy tickets and closer, save some money. Unless you're coming from across the pond and you're getting nervous, I wouldn't buy out the gate like that. A wheelchair, my bad. They're charging a fucking guy.
World Cup.
World Cup. Wheelchair, John S. Don't upcharge my boy John S. Trying to fucking get Arizona tickets with wheelchair access. Somebody help my guy out. What the fuck? Wild card.
Then let me do what I hired to do.
Exactly.
Should we call Angelo?
We could call him. Do you think he would answer? Or should you just send him the link?
I can.
Send him the link.
For the love of God, please send him the link.
We're not
like, please. I'm here for this.
Link. Send him the link. See, Cherie's cooking, making fried chicken. Ivan's here. So we're working on getting my guy John S. some tickets. We will do our best. We don't have to deal with Greg.
Oh my God, Greg, droning on and on. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Speaking of Jim, and next week or the week after, Jim Larison is going to be a guest on the show, and he's going to talk about the fucking stadium with all of the knowledge that Jim has through business and his work and communication with the Chicago Bears. Jim is going to talk about the stadium. Is it a possibility? Is this a show? Is this a negotiation tactic? So be prepared. The guy we talk about all the time is going to, I talked to him earlier today.
Will it be streaming from Route 66?
I think He's made it home, so he's back.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. Good.
He did
I'm
make
glad,
it
I'm
home
glad he's
tonight.
back home. I'm glad to see.
He drove for 3 days. 3 days listening to TTNL pods and all these pods.
Bad part about it is that's only like 4 shows. 3 days.
I love TTNL. Got me all the way from there.
I listened to the 4 Keeping It 100s in the month of April on my 3-day road trip.
Listen to the whole draft coverage. I'm already home. Yes, we will get that to you guys. Jim Lairs, I'm excited about that. Hopefully, Angelo Joe Marino will get it.
Text has been sent.
It has been sent. Hopefully, our guy will jump on. But that being said, back to Hard Knocks. I feel like that's what George McCaskey is trying to do. And will they name? Because Giants fans were getting all in a huff on my posts. And obviously, I did it to fire up and stir up the fans. Not trying to hide that, especially Giant fans. But to Shane's point, there's really nothing that the Giants bring to a viewership that's going to help your ratings. It's like they're at the cusp of firing their head coach, firing the GM. They have a receiver that doesn't like the team he's on draft. So, I mean, maybe that's good television. I don't think so, but this is where we are. And I think the Chicago, listen, you could be a fucking Packer. What's this chick's name? This girl, Packer fan, the hater. What's her name that was in the show, the commercial for the skit? What's her name?
Annie Agar?
Annie Agar. Even Annie Agar.
Can we play that here, you think?
Has to admit.
I mean, you courtesy of Chicago Bears.
Yeah, we'll get the banner ready and I'll pull it up. We should be.
The Annie Agar even has to admit that nobody's had a better, more exciting offseason.
Oh, she would never admit it.
The Chicago Bears have had.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't take my boy Adam Rank to be the hype guy in this case. The Chicago Bears, let's look at what they've done. Philosophically, they've changed the course of their whole makeup, having one of the worst receiving cores, a quarterback that was average to below, maybe beloved for his highlights, but the tape told you were never going to the playoffs. He couldn't win in critical moments with his mind and his ability to anticipate. He couldn't do that stuff. The Bears were lacking in every which way. They had a defensive coordinator fired because of questionable things. They had a running backs coach fired because of crazy things with HR. They had all this drama. And to Shane's point, you got to give Eberflus some credit for keeping it all together and getting them to this point. But nobody deserves more credit than Ryan Poles for making that trade, having the mind to do it, drafting Caleb Williams, trading Justin Fields, making the moves that he did, waiting on his guy, Roma Dunze, trading for Ryan Bates, trading for Keenan Allen, signing DeAndre Swift and our new tight end. God, I just lost him in my head. But all of this to put your Chicago Bears in a position.
Everett.
Yeah, Gerald Everett.
Mm-hmm.
This has been it was like that show on Fox, The Swan, a complete and utter makeover for the Chicago Bears offense. And it starts with Caleb Williams, the best quarterback I've ever scouted. I know some assholes think that Drake May is good, but I could tell you they probably haven't understood how to watch tape. That Jaden Daniels would be in the same conversation as Caleb Williams. I'm sorry, Louis Riddick. You're lying, Dan Orlovsky. Lying. It's not there. The Bears have done that. The complete and utter makeover. They didn't need that guy. Ty? Was that guy, what was his name? Ty? made the Extreme Home Makeovers. Ty Benningham. What was his name? I don't know.
Anyways, you want me to play this?
Yeah, actually, this is actually Lane Tech High School in Chicago. It's a
Oh, is
beautiful
it?
high school. It's a
Is
huge.
that where it was filmed?
I don't know, but I know that
Bueller.
they got the aesthetics from Chicago. So it's not the original high school from Ferris Bueller or anything.
Oh, it isn't.
But this
No,
is
definitely not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is
There is
beautiful high
the
school.
what is it? It's not the Sears Tower. Ty Pennington. Thank you, Robert.
It is the Sears Tower to some Chicagoans, but it's the Willis Tower now. If you want to be
What you talking about, Willis?
That person, yeah.
All right, let's play her.
Here it is.
So this
for
was
acting. If you're an actor like George
yeah,
and
The
Logan,
the
Logan
best-
acts like he knows football. Boom.
yeah.
Mind
The
your
best
P's and
acting
Q's.
came from QB1 at the
No doubt.
very
Yes.
end. But
Yes.
yeah, so here we
Yes.
go.
Ah, a new year. Exciting, isn't it? Let me show you around. You've got your class clowns, your sportos, your popular kids. Let me introduce you to DJ. If there is anyone who knows their way around this place, it's him.
Montez.
I saw DJ wearing a beige jacket, so I bought a beige jacket.
That wasn't
Well,
that
that
was
makes sense.
that
Anyway,
was Braxton Jones.
as the kids say, he's a pretty righteous dude.
Was it?
Thank you. Can he hear me?
Y'all don't hear the bell! The bell has rung! Get the class!
And here's the D.
Oh,
You should probably avoid him.
whoa, well, scared. Detention. That's where you need to go.
Make that two people
I've
to
never
avoid.
seen this girl.
Oh, yep,
ever.
turn around.
He just looks like a jerk.
Ah, here we find the mathlete. They were runner-up last year, but that's pretty good. Now, this kid right here went completely unnoticed, and then bam! Suddenly they're the
Ivan's cousin.
envy of the entire school. This exchange student was actually from Florida before
That's
making
Ivan
it
when he
in-
shaves.
It was England and Florida. Wait, who's
Ivan.
this?
Yeah.
He doesn't even go here.
And if you can help
Her is
it,
calling.
avoid your ex. Well, that's just gross. Try not to get on anyone's bad side.
Yeah, this I just don't get this.
Watch this.
DJ.
I'm not feeling so well.
What's wrong?
It's my.
Don't you throw up in this class.
I might be able to.
Out.
Ding, ding, ding. Record timing.
Not my best performance, but never a doubt.
You guessed it. Drama class. They can't all be the greatest show on stage every year.
What's up, man? I got those keys you asked for.
Thanks, man. Where's Tevin?
Tevin!
Sounded like a Greg Braggs yell.
Yeah.
Group detention. Nice touch.
I don't know why y'all don't
I
know
needed
this.
that
Listen,
80s.
man, you want to get money
Yeah.
to be able to be fashionable like your dean? Come on, man. You got to do
I
all
have
the
no
right
idea
things,
who
man.
this dude is either.
Real rent's coming from you. Okay. You know what? You just got a detention for Sunday, too. Sign me up. That's another one.
We could have produced a better one.
Okay,
Yeah.
you mess with the
Coulda
bull,
did it.
young man. You gonna get the horns.
Big Steve could have played this role better.
Yeah, see there it is, right there. Young gravy rapper.
Young gravy. You needed mashed potatoes.
You see him coming here?
Just some old dude out of breath.
Yeah, okay. They think it's a game out here. Okay.
A young boy.
The season moves fast. If you don't slow down once in a while, you'll miss it.
Here comes the best part.
Oh, here
Give
we
me
go.
one.
We gotta talk over the music just in case something were to occur in this moment. I am gonna talk to the top of this. Week 9. Oh, it worked.
Oh, freshman year. Here we go.
This is the best
There's
part.
Rome. Now he's the best actor.
Yeah.
Week 17, the Seahawks, and then we finish with the Packers.
I gotta say something about this.
So there's all the names right there.
Here?
Yeah,
It's over.
I like
Go home.
the Outtakes.
That was Braxton Jones, Phil.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay. XFL fan Dion Brooks, who was on the show with us. What do you got to say, Ivan?
All right.
You've acted in acting school.
I haven't acted in acting school, but I guarantee you I could do a better job than some of that.
Oh
But
my God.
I'll say this. You can't just throw a bunch of like old Chicago movies and like cliche Chicago things together and expect it to always be golden. Because that was just like you were
Right.
throwing so many movies together. I get you had The Breakfast Club, you had fucking Ferris Bueller's Day Off, you had a little bit of everything, but it was just like vomit, in my opinion. Like it was like bleh, here's your Chicago shit. Like
Yeah.
it's just
I
me.
hear
I'm
you.
not, it's not hating on anybody, but you could have done a lot better than that.
I think if they stuck with the one theme of Ferris Bueller,
Well, if you just stayed
Yeah.
with Ferris Bueller, there was a
it was
ton of
so
ton of ways you could have went with that. I mean, we could have. I think we
Oh
could
my
have pulled
God!
it
It
off.
could have been
Made it-
Caleb.
Yeah.
Caleb. Then you could have had a nice dig at
When
the
the Ferrari
stands.
crashes out of the garage and goes backwards,
Yeah.
it could have like a Fields jersey on it.
Exactly.
Crash, you know what I mean?
You gotta have a jab at Fields. The stands. They needed to get a smack right in the ass. They needed
Have an
that.
Italian flag on the back of the car and have it smack
Driving through the mud,
Yeah.
crash. You could have brought some of the media members in, like Courtney, Potash. Imagine Potash. Potash should have been the teacher. That would have been fun. But yeah. George, I know you act in China and Parts Unknown. I thought Caleb was the standout for me in that. Cole Kmet, little dodgy on his acting. Ivan.
Cole was fine. Cole was just I honestly I thought Cole was just playing Cole. Like he didn't
Yeah, me
he
too.
wasn't
Even
pretending to
was
be
wearing the
somebody
Bears hat, which was kind of corny.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
I mean, that's Cole Kmet. Cole
Yeah.
Kmet as Cole Kmet. That's what it was. Cole Kmet as himself.
Yeah, you could have had Larry Mayer in there, just like going fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh my god.
Larry as the teacher.
Have him do
Probably
like a
would've been the best.
tirade where he's dropping F-bombs and you're bleeping it out like every other word.
Oh, that would have been
Oh
cool.
my
And
God.
it
Shoving
pans,
Jeff
and it pans and
Joniak.
he's teaching it at like a preschool. That
Right.
shit would have been great.
But and I know it's tongue in cheek, but just to that point, it could have been done. But I know people put a lot of work into that content.
Oh yeah.
It took a lot of stuff. Beautiful shots. Like whoever had the drone, beautiful shots of the high school, the city, everything. But like I said, when you try to force
They're
it,
using the
like,
drone from 1920 football
it's-
drive that we get like one episode every 6 months from.
Oh yeah, that's the reason why we can't have Hard Knocks.
I gotta
'Cause
say,
you have to wait. You have to wait for your every 6 months episode.
Lauren Screeden needed better presentation. I thought being in front of the camera, you'd get a better acting from her. I like her.
Thankfully,
do
DJ
like her.
isn't making his money being an actor. That's for sure.
Yes. DJ Floose, all of them, their delivery was off. Whoever was directing needed to calm the actors down. Put some famous Chicago people in this.
Zorich should have been in it.
Oh my God. Zorich patrolling the hall. That would have been great. Zorich the bully in a leather jacket.
He could have been Danny Zuko.
Yeah, exactly. That would be awesome.
So Angelo is at home.
Yes.
And vegging, and
he's not coming on.
He needs at least 24 hours advance notice.
Oh, he is the star.
I fell on the sword for that one. Told him it was my fault, and I should have hit him up earlier.
24 hours.
The behind the scene coach.
I'm sorry, Coach. I can't do it.
Coach, how many times did I tell this guy I can't do it without
I'm-
24-hour notice, Coach?
I'm home and I'm watching my stories, Coach. I cannot do
I'm into season 3 of the FBI series FBI.
But with the heads up, he said he's definitely in.
Hey, can you call him and be like, apologize to him live, but don't tell him we're on. Be like, listen, hey man, my bad. Let's hear what he has to say.
You know I'll do it. I don't want to.
Just quick.
That's the bad part.
Make it a quick one. I just want to hear his voice. Hold on,
Angelo. Have you seen Phil? He
dude.
hasn't
I'm
shown
so
up.
sorry.
He
I
hasn't shown
told
up for the show.
blame it on me. Be like, I told Phil to call you earlier this morning. I know it's not 12 hours, but it's close to 10.
Right.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Put
I'm
me right
watching the Dead Boy Detectives on Netflix. Yeah, you had Steve. You had Big Steve security.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been perfect here. Oh, here we go. Will he pick up? Ivan, what do you think? Will he pick up?
I hope to God.
Watch Shane act if he
Hey,
does.
Angelo, how are you doing?
Good.
I totally fucked up, and I just wanted to apologize. I didn't give you the notice because we wanted to get you on the show tonight.
I know, man. I would have been on the show if I was near the barn.
Why is he whispering?
Home and everybody's
He's near the
sleeping, so
barn.
I don't want to get my parents upset, you know.
No, I don't blame you at all. I don't want my parents pissed off either.
You know.
How's the weather down there?
Good. It's been a little strange. It's been hot and cold, off and on, you know.
Yeah, it's the same way up here. In the mornings, it's really, really light, and later on in the evening, it gets a lot darker.
That's how it is here right now too. Yeah.
Did you hear about Phil?
No, what up? Yeah, they stole his car.
Yeah, he got it. They found it.
Where did they find it?
Waterbury. Does that make sense? I don't know all the places down there.
Yes,
They found it in Waterbury.
yes, Waterbury.
Maybe Waterbury. Yeah, sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, and the funniest part, did he tell you?
No.
There was a fucking chopped up mini bike next to it. It was. Yeah. Have you checked?
No, I haven't checked. No.
You better go look because that was the first. I'm like, Phil, Angelo's got a fucking mini bike. Well, what's on TV tonight?
Well, my parents, we don't have a good cable.
Yeah.
So I'm watching Mad Max. I bought the movie Mad Max, the
Mad-
original with Mel Gibson, and I'm watching that right now.
Oh,
Wait,
nice.
he said he bought it.
Yeah. You
Is he
ever seen that?
streaming it or is he renting?
Do you have like the original movie or you're streaming it?
VHS?
I'm watching the original movie on DVD, Blu-ray.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's real
He
old
doesn't
school.
stream. He doesn't
Yeah, it
stream.
is, yeah.
What's your favorite movie out right now?
My
Mad
favorite
Max.
movie out right now.
Yeah.
I went to go see Planet of the Apes, and that was pretty good.
Yeah. I have
The New
not.
Kingdom, I think.
The new one?
Yeah, the new one. Yeah.
What do you think that they're doing a reboot of The Office, but it's going to be like a spin-off of The Office? Did you watch The Office?
With Steve Carell?
Well,
Yes.
the rumor is that he might make an appearance on it, but he's not going to be a regular. Yeah.
I never watched that sitcom. I never watched that sitcom. I used to watch. I knew it was funny,
He
but I
called
never
it a
got to watch it.
sitcom.
So
Like these little
my
things.
dad went to Connecticut and
that
got a
show,
fucking
I
haircut
would
by
say. He says sitcom.
Claudio.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he met Claudio. Yeah, my dad got a gentleman's cut. Claudio charged him $110. $110. Yeah, so my dad hands him $150, and Claudio's like, "Where's the fucking tip?" That's expensive.
Yeah. Did he get a shave too?
Yeah, he squared him up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh my God.
That was coming. I would have gone to see your dad. So, you know.
Yeah, he was down there for 4 days.
Oh,
Wow.
Yep. He's buying a boat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He loves to fish. You're a fisherman too, right? You like to fish?
Yeah, I like to fish, but I'm not that lucky. I don't catch too much fish.
Yeah. It's
No,
tough.
but I like
Not that
the
lucky.
quietness of fishing. You know, it
Yep.
gives you away. You know.
How's
So,
the?
Shane, when are you coming?
Deep thoughts with Angelo.
I want you to come to Connecticut. So
I know.
Oh, I thought he was gonna ask
I
when
want to
he's
come to
coming on the show.
Connecticut, and Phil needs to take me and you out to New Haven for some pizza. You like pizza?
yeah, I love pizza.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Hey, listen, for the show, I still want to be part of the show. Just that,
Yeah.
I just want to be a little bit more professional. And,
Right. Like you're not. I just want to make sure you're not going to like come on the show and call like Oprah Winfrey a cunt or something crazy like that, right?
No, and nothing with politics neither. I'm gonna be professional, but just be funny, you know.
Right. No, that's what we want. We want remember the good old days when you're like, if you guys are keeping it 100, Angelo's going to keep it 1,000. That's what we want.
Yeah. Listen, I've been making a lot of funny videos. I'm sad that you're no longer on Facebook. You're no longer on Facebook, huh?
Yeah. Well, can you text them to me?
I can text them to you, yeah.
Yeah, text them to me. Because
God,
we can do that before your next appearance. We will, you've heard the phrase like just the tip. I know it's you don't like getting too graphic, but it's like just the tip.
If he brings up Penelope Cruz,
we'll wet the fans' palate with some funny videos, and then you'll like jump out of the cake.
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Yeah,
absolutely.
Now, you no longer have Facebook?
No, I'm not on Facebook anymore.
What happened? You got kicked out, or what happened?
No, yeah, I just showed up one day and they said that they locked my account for going against community standards, which I never did. But it's weird.
God.
I still get notifications from Facebook all the time. I just can't log into it. But
I needed this laugh.
How's the love life?
The love life. You want to know something? Nowadays, they do online dating.
Hell yeah.
And that's what I've been into, online dating now, you know?
What's your favorite online dating site?
I haven't been in a couple, but I know a couple. Plenty of Fish. That's one.
Plenty of fish?
Yeah.
Yeah, that stinks.
He caught it. I love
it. Yeah. Do you remember Ivan Vargas from the show?
No.
Yeah, he met his wife that he married on farmersonly.com.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But
Tell him we're bringing him next year. The schedule came out. We're going to bring him to New England Bears.
Yeah. Did you ever get your charger back from that girl?
No.
Oh, she took it, huh? That sucks.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, hey, send me those videos. I'll let you go, and I will definitely hit you up before showtime next week.
Oh my God.
I want to know too. Do you have an Android? I have an Android.
No, I have an iPhone.
All right, let's hope the videos go through.
All right. Well, listen, I have a spoof
Ask him if he has Tinder
Facebook account.
I'm gonna text it to you,
and I will send you a friend request tonight, and it's going to be under the name Buddy Ryan.
Don't say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send them if the phone don't work. I'll send them to Buddy Ryan.
Well, I'll send you a friend request.
All right.
Hey, no, one more thing. I know what I was going to ask you. If you went out to eat and you were going to eat just chicken wings, how many of those fuckers do you think you could put away in one sitting? 60.
Yeah, I'm hungry for wings, but I would have to be without eating anything for the day. You know?
So now, is that including you? Is that just straight, like you're not dipping it in sauce or anything?
No, I have to dip it with sauce. I have to dip it with sauce.
What do you dip it in there? You a ranch or a blue cheese guy? I'm blue cheese
all
guy.
the way.
Blue
Blue
cheese.
cheese all the way. Yeah, with
Yep.
chunks. You have chunks.
Yeah. So hey, before I let you go, this is one thing I need from you. If you were online and you had found a chick that you really, really dug and you wanted to ask her out something romantic, how would you say it to her in Italian?
La presenza tua mi fa vivo, which means your presence makes me alive.
There you go. What a line.
They're going to be knocking down your fucking door, Angelo.
Poetry with
Something like
Angelo.
I gotta settle down now. I gotta settle down.
Absolutely.
I became an uncle, now. I have a niece named Amelia.
Nice.
The Godfather.
Yes,
You are the Godfather.
Nice. How old is she?
She's 10 months.
So my daughter goes to daycare, and they had reading time the other day. And you know what she did? She got in the center of the reading circle, and she goes, "My fucking daddy already read this book." Yep, she's 2.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, don't let your niece around her. My daughter's bad news.
No, that's good. I think that makes them smart a little bit.
Yeah.
That means they're smart. They pick up on the words.
Yep, absolutely. Well, hey man, I'm gonna get going because I told Phil I had to take a bathroom break, so I'm in the middle of the show. I better get back in there.
All right, Phil.
All right, bro.
I'm Shane.
Yeah, I'm
Thank you
Shane.
for calling.
Yep.
Shane, I will keep in touch. Okay.
All right. Hey, Angelo, love you, buddy.
Yeah. I love you too, man. I
All
love
right,
you too.
we'll talk to you soon. Don't forget, I'm gonna send you that friend request. Send me those videos.
All right, sir. Very
Hey,
good.
say goodbye to me in Italian.
Ciao, amigo mio.
Oh
Bye,
man,
my friend.
I'm rock fucking hard right now.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Later.
Oh my god, that was the
I
best.
haven't laughed like that in a long time.
That's how you know the show is not scripted, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man. I have a headache.
I probably should have held off on the "I'm rock fucking hard right now." That'd be like the worst clip
Clip
ever.
that one, Sheree. Clip that one.
Oh,
There's
shit.
no script. Classic. Shane, you think Shane and TTNL can make a Bears movie funny, like with some acting? That's how you do it right there. Shout out to Angelo. I'll have to call him tomorrow and tell him.
He was in a really good mood, by the way.
Yeah, very happy.
Last couple times we talked, I was kind of worried about him. He was in a darker place.
The
I gotta
police,
send him.
when he was counting the police down, they're getting closer.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, I just had him up there. I gotta send him the.
I want to get Angelo his own show. He's coming back. We said he would be coming back after all the draft stuff, and that was really funny.
God, that was the best.
Dude, I haven't laughed like that in a long time. That shit was hilarious. That's authentically him. So Shane pushed all the right buttons. Mike Williams.
The only part I don't think that anybody understood, and I don't even think you picked up on it, Phil, was when I told him my dad was down there buying a boat. Because don't you remember when he was gonna buy his boat to go fishing in? Don't you remember that whole thing?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So that was a little ode to that, but yeah,
A Scottish Bear having a blast. Lawrence 2A all day. Lawrence Chrisman, Jose, all of you guys having a laugh. That's what this is about. Bringing people together. Angelo, I mean, truly from the bottom of my heart, I love that kid.
Oh no, he's the best. Yeah,
character.
He's a good guy.
At his core, yeah, Angelo just wants a big old hug in life.
Yeah,
That's what he
exactly. And he's gonna get it because that was so needed. That's why I told him, even his dad. I'm like, Angelo, you are naturally funny. You don't even know you're funny.
Ivan, if you love Angelo, you would love to be on the phone with his dad. Let me tell you.
Yeah, no shit.
Oh,
His
it's like
dad is that
Angelo, but
same
amplified by 10,000.
Yes.
Let's call his dad.
Oh,
I don't have that.
Tomorrow.
All right, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. It's only he yells at Angelo from behind.
Angelo, you got to go on. It'll be
Go
good.
on the show,
It'll be
Angelo.
good.
Phil, tell him. He speaks with the broken English.
You got that
I'm
thick
just looking
Italian,
back at
thick
some of the
Italian
comments.
accent.
Thick Italian act. It's hilarious. Phil, you would tell him. He's a funny.
We are now friends on Facebook.
There you go. Now you can get some of his funny,
Awesome.
funny videos. Put them up. He's gonna start doing our guest videos, so we don't have to put a promo.
I'll write him some scripts.
So he could say tomorrow night on the Best Bears show ever, we have superstar Olin Kreutz.
You think he's on farmersonly.com right now looking for Ivan's wife's sister?
Ivan found his wife. I'm gonna have to go back tomorrow and watch that so I can catch all your quick line. The fact that he caught your line there was great.
Which one?
He caught your line of trying to be funny, and he caught it. I can't remember. It was there in the end. It was great. It made it even more funny. All of it was great. Anyway, this is what we do here. There's no script. Bullets is a hater.
Oh shit.
Gotta get Bullets. Just like the stands have to admit Caleb is the best quarterback we've ever had. You gotta admit Angelo's a funny motherfucker. That's the reality. And he will always have a place.
Just know that Phil and I were on the phone with him one day for about 2 hours. And at the beginning of the phone call, he goes, "Guys, there's a roadblock up here and there's cops everywhere. I gotta go." 2 hours later, he goes, "I'm getting closer to that roadblock. I gotta go. I'm almost there."
The police are getting closer. It was so funny. I'll never forget it. It's so funny. Oh my God. Oh God. Help us all. Thank you, Angelo. I needed that laugh. Any of you, leave the comments, even in YouTube, if you got a laugh out of that. Gotta love some Angelo.
Funny as it was, that the YouTube comments will be, this is why your
Bears.
This is why your channel's not growing.
Elmer says we need to get Angelo some credentials and send him to hell.
Oh my God, he would be like our Benji Bronk jumping in there.
Yeah.
I bet Angelo would be cool talking to women about football.
Oh, he loves it. He loves it.
Yeah, but don't try to. That's why I brought up you're not going to call Oprah a cunt, because he was all wound up with Phil and I. Even like
I thought he was going to bring up. He kept bringing up Ivan. I thought he was going to bring it up. He's like, okay, what I don't want is you bringing up like, who would I rather sleep with? Penelope Cruz or Selma Hayek?
I can't
want that question.
Guys, that's disrespectful. I can't go there. That's rude to them. That's rude to them. I just remembered what your joke was that he picked up on. It was the fucking mini bike.
Yeah, the mini bike. Yeah.
Yeah, they found a fucking yellow mini bike next to Phil's car when they found it.
Oh my God.
Please play that video. Please play that video.
Really? We'll have to end the show with the Angelo mini bike video. So people like new listeners are like, who the hell is this guy? Angelo's on our drops here. I gotta do what I gotta do.
What?
That's Angelo right there. Those of you new listeners.
I think I do have the
Angelo used to come on every week for a little bit there.
Angelo, do you remember Greg Braggs?
No.
I can't laugh as hard now. He doesn't remember my ass.
He doesn't remember Ivan.
No, Ivan Vargas? No.
No. I'm your number one fan, Angelo. Don't worry about
number one fan. Alex, can we get the Angelo t-shirt? And then all proceeds go to Angelo. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. We could think what it would be like. Yes.
Can we
what,
get him to sing the national anthem at your first game?
in Italian?
Oh, that'd be amazing. I would be there. I'd have to be there.
Oh my God. People, I know Larison will be watching this tomorrow, cracking his ass off, laughing like Kerry Franklin. What a show tonight. We had our guy, Chris Emma, jump on the show, talk a lot of Bears. Schedule release time. We're locking in. We're almost there. And locking in the TTNL tailgate. If you're on the fence of when to come, I think we're pushing for that New England game on November 11th. That's kind of where we're trying to isolate in on where everything's going to go from there. There's a lot of moving parts. But week 1, you got Tennessee opening up against Tennessee. That's a win, guys. That's a win. Do you want to go through the schedule real quick and then bounce?
Right up there.
Week 1 for me, I think at home, week 1, Tennessee, Will Levis versus Caleb Williams. I think you're going to get a victory there. Week 2, on the road in Houston. Going to be a tougher game, but I really believe the Bears are the better team than Houston. So my early look at this, are you guys all agreeing? Bears win week 1.
Yes.
You're muted, Shane.
Yeah, I was listening to one of the videos that is currently infiltrating my DMs. Yes, but yeah, I'm all in on the Bears starting 1-0.
1-0. Houston week 2
on the road, prime time. Yeah,
prime time game.
Going to be a tough game.
I'm gonna say the Bears surprise people and actually they put their stamp and announce themselves. And they beat Houston, but I think it will be a very tough and hard fought game. People will say a Super Bowl preview, maybe a future Super Bowl preview, with how young and the young quarterbacks that they have.
I'm with you. I see the Bears bringing the heat there. Houston, I just don't see it. Year 2, I just think the Bears are the better team. And I'm there. I think it's going to be a stamp game. Shane?
Yeah, I think I'll just go different because you guys are there. I'll just say it's going to be a close game and Houston comes out on top at the end, game, kick a field goal to win it at the end.
So you got them 1-1, we got them 2-0. Again, this is for fun in May. Sorry, I just thought of one of your lines in that. Yeah, it's sunny in the day and it's dark.
Yeah.
Yep, it's the same way here.
What's weather like down there? Yeah, it's hot and cold. Yeah. That was the first thing that popped into my head. I'm like, yeah, okay.
It's so funny.
In the morning, it's really light here. It's a little bit darker later on.
Week 3, the Colts. I'm not a big believer in the Colts.
No. Well, by week 3, Anthony Richardson will already be hurt. So
yeah. I see us 3-0.
The Bratcher Bowl. Bratcher comes out on top.
Bratcher coming out on top. That means he's probably on the bottom.
Yeah.
That day.
This was the one game I was hoping that we were going to get LA later in the year.
Yeah.
With the weather and get them in Chicago once the weather's gotten cold and Stafford and all of that. But yeah. They gave it to us early.
again, I don't believe in the Rams. I honestly don't. So I
Yeah, I'm
look
not.
at the schedule and I'm like, that's 4-0. 4-0 for me.
Mhm.
Ivan, where are you?
Oh, I'm 4-0. The only, like I
You're
said, the only hiccup I would see right here in the first month of the season would be that Houston game.
Mhm.
But I could really see the Chicago Bears standing toe to toe with them and getting the victory. Obviously, I think it'd be close, but that's the only way I see 4-0. I'm right there with you.
Yep. So I'm gonna say 2-2 here,
So
but
you're
then
gonna lose to the
yep,
Rams.
and then the party starts
Mhm.
because then I have us 3-2, 4-2 after London bye week, 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, setting up the showdown with Green Bay in Soldier Field, and that pushes us to 8-2 because we get the dub in Soldier Field. And like
Wow.
Ivan said, that's the stamp on the season in week 2 with him with Houston. I think our stamp on the season comes versus Green Bay in Chicago on November 17th.
Okay.
I think that's our stamp.
I like it.
I got the Bears 9-0, waiting for Green Bay. I don't see any of these teams. Jacksonville.
I would say the only other team I would see is Jacksonville. That would probably give them a run. Maybe the jet lag gets them, but
Right, that's the one game for me too that I feel like you gotta add the transportation and
Oh yeah, no, and I think somebody had maybe it was Logan. Yeah, there it is right there. They play well in London. Absolutely.
the Bears have played well in London, but that
Well, I'm
means
talking about Jacksonville. Yeah, because they've been there. I mean, they're there for two straight games.
yeah,
this
that's
year.
true. Do they
Jacksonville
play
is-
the week before or week after?
That I'm not sure.
That's a critical thing because if it's the week, if they're there for 2 weeks, that would give them a big advantage.
right. I would still say Jacksonville would be a loss just because the travel, other things that outside things that are affecting the team potentially. I could be wrong, but I could see Jacksonville being a coin flip, one of those wild card games.
Yeah, I'm going 9-0 and then beating Green Bay for 10-0 and there's just a new level of craziness going on as Caleb Williams obviously after the bye the energy is going to be outrageous if you go 7-0 or you're 6-0 to start the season then come off a bye beat Washington. It'll be crazy. I feel that based on these matchups where the Bears are offensively with those receivers and tight ends and this quarterback, you're looking at a possibility realistically, Vikings, you're going to win that game too. I don't see the Vikings beating you. So
I'll give them
Lions, the first game we can give them on Thanksgiving. That might be the game. I'll just predict, but I don't see the Bears losing 2 in a row. So that's the thing with predictions. It's just fun for me where they are. I see them winning based on this setup. Losing 3 games, winning 14 games based on this schedule. That's where I see this team.
Yeah, so I had them at 8-2 after Green Bay. Then I'm going to have them go 9-2. The Vikings, I'm going to have them lose on Thanksgiving Day. I'm going to have them lose actually back-to-back games, Detroit and San Francisco.
Yeah, I can't see him losing twice, but then you got to add Flus to the equation. Talent.
You got 9-3, 9-4.
Yep.
And then you're away to Minnesota, and I mean at that point,
win.
Yep. So then 10-4. I hate to say this. I'm gonna have them getting swept by Detroit.
Wow.
I don't fear Detroit. That's the thing.
I don't fear losing at home to Detroit. No,
somebody's going to challenge you within that division, and Detroit's on the rise. So I can see that.
So that's what do I have them? So I had 9.
You had them 9 and
3, 9 and 4, 10 and 4.
Last year, with a
10 and
competent quarterback, we beat Detroit twice.
Yeah, and then I would have them beating. I have them beating Seattle at home, and then I'm gonna have them splitting with Green Bay. So I'd have them splitting with Green Bay.
So you have them lose the last game of the season.
Yep. Yeah. So I have 1, 2, 3. Where am I? Jesus. I guess I should have kept count. I had them losing to Houston.
49ers, Lions twice. So that's 4. And then Green
San
Bay.
Francisco and Green Bay. Yeah. So 6.
So you have them 5, 6 losses.
Yep.
So it's the 11 and 6.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't.
Nope.
I have them 14 and 3. That's where I believe they are based on this schedule, the way it lays itself out. I like where the bye is. The Commanders, Jaden Daniels throwing 6 picks, getting pulled in that game. That's where I am. This where we are right now. Where are you, the fan, at? 10 and 7, says Rob Daniel. Kerry Franklin's close to me, 13 and 4. Cyro is 11 and 6. My guy Adam Fuentes is 12 and 5. I don't know if you know this. Breaking news: the San Fran game is on Bullets' birthday. Shane, just want you to know that.
Say again.
The San Fran game is on Bullets' birthday.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So the big L on Bullets' birthday. Bullets. So
win one for Bullets and Angelo.
His birthday is on December 8th, and Bullets will celebrate it on January 4th.
I'm with our guy Jose with the 12 and 5.
12 and 5.
Yeah, I think Jacksonville is a loss. I think the first game with Green Bay is a loss. I believe the second game with Detroit is a loss. The last game with I'm sorry, I forgot San Francisco as well. And then the last game with Green Bay, I believe, is a loss as well.
Noah T has them 12 and 5, but 3 and 3 going into the bye. Then they get hot. That's what he's saying. I agree with 2A all day. No way do the Lions sweep us. Totally agree. I think Keenan Allen gives you 2 wins alone more than you had, and Caleb Williams gives you 4. So we won 7. That's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm right there. That's how big of a difference just those 2 are. Now, Roma Dunze, rookie coming in, reasonable expectations for him. I'd say 40 catches, reasonable 30 to 40 catches. If he exceeds that in year 1 as a rookie, I'll be amazingly happy. And there's only 1 ball. I think fantasy football wise, Keenan Allen staying healthy, he's going to eat. I think Cole Kmet and our tight end room is going to eat with this quarterback. So I agree with Jamari Riddick. I think the floor is 10 wins. And Lunatic's right. Tyson Bagent won 2 games last year for us. It's going to be an interesting go of it. Little fun exercise. That's where I am right now. Obviously, injuries are going to play a part in this. 5 guys on offense with a new OC. It'll take half a year to find a groove. I don't agree with that. I never have. When you have good coaching, your groove is found in preseason. Then you're ready for the season. First game, you start finding and defining who is going to step up and rise to the occasion. These are pros, and I feel like we have not seen this before. Talent-wise, Shane Waldron, a play caller-wise, a proven play caller. We're not finding a Terry Shea or Mike Martz fighting. Last year, I was told that the coach, the head coach, and the offensive coordinator didn't even talk.
Jeez.
They didn't even talk. So how are you going to have a winning team if your OC and your head coach aren't even speaking? That's pretty impossible. There's a new era of Chicago Bears football in Chicago right now. The McCaskies finally did something good. They told Ted Phillips, take a back seat and retire. Enjoy the golf course. Watch Notre Dame on Saturday or a review on Sunday before the Bears game. Get out of here. Let's get a real president. Let's allow our GM to make football first decisions. And I want to say this before we wrap up tonight. If you really look at the pattern of Ian Cunningham and Ryan Poles and the staff, the scouting department, even hiring the female scout, Ashton, what's her name? That was such a great thing on NFL Network, watching her story. Got to talk about that next week. Talk football with her. The reality is the Bears are putting football players, tape, a priority. There's also a priority on things Shane and I were talking about. There's that little extra sprinkle in the food that makes that restaurant special. It also does that when you have a guy that grew up being a fan of the Bears, understands what it means to a Jose Torres and a Kerry Franklin who moved all the way to Tennessee from Chicago. It lives for it. That guys like Shane and Phil don't live in the city or Boston and love this football team and know it backwards and forwards. There's something in there, in that sauce, that matters. Tapping into that, sprinkling it around your roster is important. And what they've done, from moving on from Chase Claypool, owning the mistakes, and making guys like Tevin Jenkins more responsible, allowing them to grow up, make them a leader, and identifying the best quarterback. I'm sorry, Swifty. You can't watch tape if you're sitting there bagging on Caleb Williams for 4 months. All of a sudden now he's good. Good call. Sorry. It's embarrassing how these guys do. The Bears are doing something different. They put a priority on the tape and the players that are going to fit into this football team. Now, the questions that we asked tonight with Chris Emma is the coach. That's the thing for me. The personnel side, there's not a bigger, better story in this league than the Chicago Bears. But I will hold all these guys accountable that try to flip-flop and say they said what. No, Shane has all the receipts. See you all. It's not going to be, okay, yeah, join the party. Own your mistake. Have some fucking class. You don't know what you're talking about. Don't try to pretend you do. It's ridiculous. Calling Johnny Manziel, Caleb Williams. Come on, Barely Simo.
Ridiculous.
Be better than that. It's embarrassing. It's not even an ounce of that. Calling for the Hall, Sean Sierra. It's embarrassing. That's the move. Cracking codes. The Hall was Caleb getting a quarterback. That's what you needed to do. There was, okay, you can win. You could win. No, you can't. Can't win without the quarterback. This isn't whatever with Trent Dilfer. It's just not. The Bears have never gotten over the hump. And having integrity, having respect, having an understanding of where this franchise is going, you guys, you fans should all be appreciative and applauding the fucking GM of the Chicago Bears. Because what he's done in this amount of time in setting the deck, setting the page, setting the Chicago Bears up to be what he said. We all laughed. We'd take over the North and never give it back. That's what he's doing right now. He's setting the deck. Now the coach is the one. The coach is the one. And I use names. Shane will use names. We've talked about it here. Greg Braggs, our boy. He's come on and used and called. We're not playing this game. We know where you fans know where TTNL has been. Just step for step with your GM. And I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of the work my friend here, Shane Marshall, has done building this network. There's been a masterful job, not only here on this network, but also finally with the Chicago Bears. And that's my rant tonight, Ivan. Got fired up. Tired of these fucking fraud boys. All of a sudden, we're gonna pretend like it didn't fucking happen. What? That's if it happened. If it was me and Shane on the other side, you think? You think it would ever let go?
Nope.
No fucking way. So if you're one of those fucking clown boys in the chat, that all right, Justin's gone now. Stop beating him up. No, it's a story from the rest of my life. You'll always hear the truth of that.
And with that being said,
yes,
we close it out with little J Hood, and then maybe a little
J Hood.
Maybe a little tiny,
Jonathan.
maybe a little tiny surprise right after J Hood. So stay tuned. But we love you all, and we will see you soon. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we out of here.
I want to say something before we get underway about the tape never lies. Okay, so I know that there's there's a billion podcasts and a lot of people talking about NFL and talking about the Bears. But let me just say that you really, if you are a viewer of Tape Never Lies, don't go anywhere else. Come right here. And the reason why is because Dr. Phil and the smartest man to ever live is going to tell you like it is. And so sometimes you'll go over here and I'll go over here and you'll hear this rhetoric over here, over there. Whittle it down. What I would say is ESPN Chicago, because I'll put myself over and I'll put ESPN 1000 over. But I think that we have to start whittling it down, man, because when you get these 10 or 15 sources, it muddles your mind on exactly what's truth and what's not. Yeah. The Tape Never Lies network is about the truth.
When you come to Connecticut, I'm going to give your kids a ride on the wagon with the mini bike. And there you have it, guys. We got a nice little wagon ride.